Hello, Jimjamatic here. Welcome to an episode for Series 10. Yay! Because obviously I'm recording this in advance, obviously, but when you hear this, the robots will be officially announced, and that's what we're talking about here. Just doing a little podcast regarding all the new entrants to Series 10. Some you might have seen from last series, some that are new, and some I don't know what the hell to talk about, so I'm really hoping I'll be able to have words for them. Joining me for this is the man who I consider my sort of pit reporter for the series, who's helped me out with some information about this. This is Alexthehunted.
I am pretty much the Philippa Forrester of this because I was there for most of Series 10.
Pretty much. Joining me also is Mr. Psycho 2.
I was about as far as you could possibly be from Series 10.
Indeed. And also joining us is Owen Ratcliffe, aka as he wants to be called now. Is it TentiJoker? Is that what you always call?
TentiJester.
TentiJester, sorry. I was almost there.
I feel kind of left out because I'm the one that doesn't use YouTube, and I'm with three of YouTube's biggest Robot Wars people.
Oh, you flatter us.
Robot Wars. You've seen my channel? I hardly do anything Robot Wars on it.
He's still on Jimjamatic's channel.
True.
That's majority of the Robot Wars stuff he does do is when he's not on his channel. But
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. But yes, of course, this is our little preview for Series 10. One thing, before we talk about the actual robots, of course, we have the slight issue of the format change, because you might notice throughout this, why are 10 robots being missing? Well, it's because the format has changed, of course. It's now 6 robots per heat.
Going back to Series 4 and Series 1 number.
Pretty much. Actually, lower than Series 4. Actually, lower than Series 1, even.
These are the lowest amount of This is the least amount of robots in the Robot Wars series, including Series 1.
I mean, obviously, excluding the stock robots, there's still 33 competitors in Series 1, so it's kind of weird. But obviously, in this one, we have 2 battles of 3. You have 1 winner from each. They kind of go into, they go off to the side. They have a little knockout tournament. The 4 robots who lost. The 2 winners of that knockout tournament face the winners of the 2 battles, and then the winner of the heat goes in, and people came second and third to go into a 10 robot rumble at the end.
That's going to be amazing.
Apparently they said no time limit.
Actually, there is a time limit. It's 5 minutes.
Oh, yes, there was a time limit. They were just lying out of their teeth. But yeah, that is still quite amazing. The fact we are going to see essentially a third of all the robots in this entire series fighting in the same battle.
So it's something that the new series of BattleBots deemed as not as unsafe. Robot Wars, in their infinite wisdom and their indestructible arena, decided, yeah, let's do that.
Hey, I have no problems with this until everything starts breaking. Then
the arena falls apart when there's only 2 robots in there. Imagine what's going to happen when there's 10.
Oh boy!
And I'm just going to say it right now, not spoiling anything. They haven't improved the quality of the side walls.
Well, yeah, because I remember you telling me, obviously without any battle details. I remember you telling me on the first one you saw filmed, the arena broke.
The first fight recorded for Series 10, the arena floor got broken.
Oh, they haven't improved anything, have they? I swear, it's an improvement forward everything else, and then there's also the Fog of Doom as well. But who's a shit about the Fog of Doom?
Yeah, the Fog of War, which are basically the jet machines that they use for the intros of the robots for Series 8 and 9. Yeah, they're now apparently arena hazards.
Great,
so they're going to try to blind the.
Basically, what it is the Dial of Doom. One activates the pit or releases the Rogue House robot. Now also it can release the Fog of War, which is about 5 seconds where they just unload a load of steam into the arena.
This seems really dumb. I don't know if it'll look better on the TV, but that doesn't sound like a good idea.
It's very loud, is all I'll say.
Oh. Well, imagine the regular steam jets are loud. Imagine one's going all over the arena, but just. Ugh.
I'm gonna laugh if in the final edit they're whisper quiet.
Yeah. Honestly, when I say there was people in the audience literally screaming when they went off because they were so loud and unexpected.
Oh, sweet dude, that sounds hilarious. If I make it for Series 11 and they keep the Fog of War, then that's going to be an interesting experience.
I don't think they will.
I hope not. From what I've heard and already, I don't think they're going to want to bring him back. It was just...
there has actually been some small changes to the arena. First, the pit, if something drops into the pit, there's actually an explosion of gas now. It doesn't just fill up with gas.
Yay!
Oh!
And also, the spikes have now become spark throwers, like the grinders, as well.
Oh, cool.
I thought they were already spark throwers.
They got rid of that small explosion that they did from Series 8 in Series 9, and now that they've made like them just throw out sparks, like kind of like the angle grinders for Series 5 onwards. They can just throw out sparks.
Okay.
I'll tell you the truth. I didn't notice they removed the sparks in Series 9.
Well, you missed a lot. You missed a lot then, clearly.
And what I will say also is the spikes have become a lot more powerful.
Oh, they're like they launch now, do they?
Yeah.
Do they launch themselves out of the floor still?
Yeah, they actually no, they don't. But I will say, I'm not going to say who or not, but there is a moment where one robot gets impaled.
Jesus Christ! I worry for these robots now. I really do. But that's enough about the arena and the format. Let's actually talk about the robots, because there's 30 of them, so there's at least less than there was last time.
Actually, there's one thing you forgot to mention about the new format. Is the losers of the second round fights? They will fight each other to decide who is third place.
Oh, sounds I missed that little detail, but yeah.
It's not just randomly picked who's third place. It's actually fought for.
Yeah, you're the favourite. You're going through. No, but let's talk about the robots. And of course, I'm going in heat order again. This and if it might randomly change in airing order, maybe I have no idea.
It might, because I mean, Series 9, the Apollo heat and Carbide heat was filmed as Episode 1.
Yeah, and Episode 5. So yeah, I mean, also we know definitely Heat A is, because they have announced at least what they've at some point announced what Heat A was and the robots in it. So we can confident that Heat A is Heat A. Everything else, they could move Carbide to Heat 5 again. We don't know, but at least this is what it is here, and we'll cover another robots anyway. So who cares? They're all in this. They're all together and they're in Heat anyway. And we'll start off with obviously the first heat I've got written down, and we'll start with the most obvious one. Of course, it is the former reigning champions Apollo.
Brand new Apollo.
Brand new Apollo. On the outside, like, that's a theme with some of these robots. But like Carbide from Series 8 to 9, or some robots in the set later on. Outside, not too much changing. I mean, there might be the aesthetics change slightly, but the...
Actually, no, it's an entirely new robot.
Oh, I know that. I'm saying, like, on the outside, it might not look like it's changed, but on the it is a new robot. It's is it more powerful? Would you say, from what you saw?
Yes, actually, it's new. It's way more powerful. It can now do 20 miles an hour and has 4 horsepower drive.
Damn. Oh. Apollo is beefed up. And considering some of the robots they're in the heat with, I can't wait to see some things go flying. I'm not looking at one particular set of robots that I'm covering, but I mean, Apollo in past series, some people say it got lucky in Series 8. I can see it.
Yeah.
And in Series 9 they just got their ass kicked, unfortunately. They didn't really catch a break much in Series 9.
Well, I mean, when the producers put you in with Carbide multiple times...
Oh, in that case, what I've got down as a second heat after this, oh my god, that is just... I'm going to be annoyed.
I am looking forward to that heat.
I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm surprised they bothered putting that stuff in, but... Apollo...
But yeah, this new Apollo is... I really like the aesthetic changes. Like, it hasn't changed much, but it just looks better.
It looks neater.
It's the subtleties. Opinion. It's the subtleties of it that have changed. I quite like. It's just, I mean, it's a little bit less black on it than it was previously, but it's still like an Apollo launcher. It's more powerful now. So
yeah, more powerful, and they keep their reputation as the house robot attacker.
Brilliant.
I am forwarding this question more to Mike and Owain than Alex, obviously. But do you reckon it could flip over Sir Killalot now it's more beefed up?
It's going to have to attack Sir Killalot from an angle. I don't think it's going to be able to just park straight underneath it like it tried in Series 9.
Yeah. I think the only way it would be able to do that is if somehow Sir Killalot gets beached on his front like it used to do in the old series.
We also have to remember is this was actually filmed in May when there was quite a nice temperature in the studio, so the pneumatics actually weren't freezing up, so they actually had a lot more power to them.
Yay. Yeah. So that's what you do. You film it around spring, summer.
How heavy is current day Sir Killalot again? Like, a ton?
No, he's about 650 kilos, something like that. He actually weighs less than Mr. Psycho.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Take that as a compliment, Mike.
Just because I'm American does not mean...
So I was too easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Apollo beefed up, powerful. Hopefully, to take her out. I don't know, but
looking at the rest of the heat, they're the clear favourites for the heat.
Yeah, they've got a lot. I mean, there's only a couple of robots I can think of that could probably give them a massive problem. But one robot I know won't give them the problem is the Swarm. I can't wait for the Swarm to go flying against a pot. This is gonna be like Crackers and Smash, but on an Uber level, because these guys are twice as many. And
this is the bigger brother team.
Yes, it is. Previously, Orte, obviously, who failed to qualify in Series 9 and appeared in Series 8 for 2 seconds. And the Swarm is obviously, one of the Swarm is obviously Creepy Crawlies and BattleBots.
Shush about that.
Oh, yes, I will shush, but it's what they look like.
Well, it literally just happened when I asked Ian Watts in the pitch. He's like, "Oh, hasn't that one been in BattleBots?" He went, "No, shush."
even though it's quite clearly,
even though it looks just like it.
Yeah.
That was probably the only one that survived BattleBots.
Yeah, it's a lone survivor of BattleBots. But obviously, they have Duck, which is just apparently
it's a flipper. It's actually a pretty decent flipper.
I've heard it can.
Demon Duck.
It can, It can. I've heard apparently it can flip over a motorcycle, which is interesting.
It can definitely flip over the weight limit.
Wow. Damn.
It's like a small robot as well.
Then there's Blender, which is pretty much like a mini Carbide, but probably not as powerful compared to Carbide. And then obviously Sky, which I don't really understand. Sky is that just
it's the spinner killer.
Are they pieces of tyre?
Basically, yes.
Yeah, I thought they were.
I really do not.
It's basically pieces of tyres attached to a windmill.
And this is surprisingly not the only windmill-looking robot in this series. But...
And they also have 2 other cluster boxes because they can only enter 4 in the arena, but there's actually 6 of them they entered.
Oh, okay. So
they have 6.
Yeah. I imagine there's a lot of creepy crawlies, so I guess
they can only enter 4 in the arena at one time, but there's actually 6 of them, so they can format it to who they're fighting. The other one, I can't remember the names of them, but one of them is a 4-wheel push bot, and the other one is an electric lifter.
Actually, that's really clever. They can actually interchange their robots. If one gets completely smashed, they've got like 2 reserve potentially, which
interchangeable weaponry. Ha! We got interchangeable robots.
Yeah, screw you, everybody. Screw Crackers and Smash.
I'm gonna guess ahead of time. I'm gonna predict the only time that they ever change robots out is because one of them is totaled and not because they're doing strategy.
Yeah, I don't know why. When I just look at them, looking at the picture of them, I don't know why, but I think Blender looks like the one that's going to go for some reason. I don't know why. I imagine Sky's going to pull through. The
thing about Blender, the spinner Blender, is it's a featherweight spinner that's charging headfirst into heavyweight robots.
It's not going to last.
No, it's not. Imagine, I could say that about a lot of them, but at least I think Duck and Pincer maybe. Sky, I don't know, and Blender, good luck against Apollo.
Duck looks like the most solidly built out of all of them, in my opinion. I'm looking at the picture now. It looks like a really robot.
I'm going to say, looking at this, do you see? It looks like Rip to me.
Yes, I see that. Actually. Yeah, you got Scarab, you got Rip, you've got Carbide, you've got Maximil. Yeah, it's closest thing.
And the other 2 that you don't see is Mini Panic Attack and Mini Storm 2.
Yeah, pretty much from the description, that sounds like pretty much what they are. But I love these.
Actually, no, not Maximil. Twister from Series 7
Oh, thank goodness.
No, Whirlpool 170.
Oh yeah, Whirlpool. Yeah, the only Swedish robot to enter for good and apparently good reason. But yeah,
the robot was made from a pool cleaner.
Yeah, that's why it's called Whirlpool. But
that's one for you to look out for, Mike.
Whirlpool. Oh god. But I love the Swarm. Again, I'm a sucker for cluster bots, even if they're not that great. I mean, these guys are clearly just having fun with these ones as well. They probably know they're not going to win anything. So there's a cluster bot later on, and we'll talk about that. I arguably like a lot more, but it's still it's just. I love the fact they're all not like Crackers and Smash. It's got to look kind of similar from a distance. These guys actually are very unique looking, at least. Each one is different.
And what I've noticed also about this heat, there's a lot of yellow robots in this.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah. That's true. There's only really, obviously Pulsar and the next robot aren't really yellow. Actually, the next one is kind of yellow. Not Pulsar, Apollo, sorry. I want to say Pulsar. Apollo. Yeah. And actually, the next robot actually is kind of yellow, but yeah, there's quite a lot of yellow robots in this heat for some reason.
Actually, no. The other robot in this first round battle, because it's Apollo versus Swarm versus this one, it's the new Sabretooth.
Sabretooth actually looks alright, honestly.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it does look alright. This is the most boring looking Sabretooth, though.
You reckon?
I think it's the best looking in my personally.
I still think, and I prefer the Series 9 looking one. Because I like the kind of the sort of engine look it had, like the pipe sticking out of it and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's got the engines. It's got the engine exhaust out the back.
Oh, it's still got. It's still got. Yeah, but it's the. So, how can you consider it boring then?
Well, just considering it's all the other Sabretooths, this one's the most like compact.
It's the most conventional looking.
Yes, that's exactly what I was like. Yeah, not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying compared to all the other Sabretooths, this is the most normal, average. Not average, normal looking Sabretooth.
It looks the most competitive.
Yes.
It looks a bit like Minotaur from like a distance.
Yeah, it looks like a wide Minotaur with a barbecue on the back.
And if you look at the picture that I actually sent you can also see that he brought the jar as well. The jar is underneath the desk.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't notice that.
yeah, a little bit.
And also a little thing, Gabe, because he had such a traumatic time for Series 9 with Sabretooth, he didn't just bring one Sabretooth to Series 10, he made two.
Oh, good God.
That's planning ahead.
Gabe, I love you.
Pray for Gabe again.
He basically made two Sabretooths and had to disassemble one of them and hide it underneath the table.
Oh my god, it's a secret Sabretooth.
Yeah.
I love it. Like Noel Shark is in the pits. And he says, "Oh, your Sabretooth, Sabretooth got destroyed. Good, bad luck. Hope you get it fixed." Turns around, I got another Sabretooth. What? Just appears out of nowhere. I love that. If they can assemble it fast enough, that would be the funniest.
It'd just be like those cooking shows. Just like
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah. Here's some PVA glue. Stick that together. The whole thing about pray for Gabe last time. We don't have to pray for him as much now because he has at least one fight.
Here's the thing. Gabe's made the decision now. He says, "Now I've won a fight in Robo Wars. My next goal is to win it."
Yes, and actually, with his new, more conventional robot, maybe it might be the year. You never know. I mean, thankfully, there's no really destructive, there's no Carbide level robot in this heat, so it might get a bit of a better look this time.
It's something to say when Sabretooth's the most destructive looking robot in the heat.
That is true.
But knowing Gabe's luck, one's going to get destroyed, he puts the other in, and then that's going to get destroyed as well, knowing Gabe's luck.
Oh, wait, I've made a mistake. Sabretooth's not in this fight with Apollo.
Oh yeah, but we talk about it anyway. But yeah, yes, I was thinking that for a sec, but we talk about Sabretooth at least. Obviously,
it's because there's so many yellow robots.
Yeah, the yellow robots are so confusing. But yeah, Sabretooth isn't in the fight with Apollo and the Swarm, obviously. But we've talked about Sabretooth now at least, so we've got that one out of the way at least. Let's go about a new robot, which will be facing those two we mentioned previously.
Oh, I cannot wait for the online reaction to this one.
Apocalypse.
Not Apocalypse.
Oh, it's not Apocalypse.
Well predicted there, Alex.
No. Well, I'm trying to save it. We gotta savor these.
Well,
things.
we can cut that out of the broadcast.
Yes, Apocalypse.
No, we got to savor the best for last. Remember, we got to build up to the suspense.
Apocalypse. This is Mega Melvin under a new name.
Oh, is it Mega Melvin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's sort of like it's got the same kind of Splinter way over the weaponry. Yeah.
Well, what they did was they ditched the Omni wheels for the Splinter weapons.
Yeah, I can probably say that's probably a better decision maybe because Omni wheels can be hit or miss.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at Sweeney Todd in Series 8. How
Groundhog in Series 2.
Yeah, it just slid all over the arena. But Apocalypse, it's unfortunate it's against Apollo. It's low at least, but well, I don't know. I mean, I just don't see it being as potent, maybe. But compared
the problem is it's wide, and Apollo can probably easily get underneath it.
Yeah, it's just a massive box with a little wedge on the front.
I'm trying to picture it grabbing a hold of Apollo and having any purchase at all. Like,
I mean, when you consider who it's up against the Swarm, which are tiny. And Apollo, which is giant, and is very...
Yeah, it's not really the best draw for it, is it?
No, mind you, it could have been a lot worse, I mean, out of all big favourites to go against, Apollo, I'd rather have Apollo than something like a Carbide. Let's say that I'd much rather, especially because every robot in the series gets at least one, it gets 2 fights at least. It's probably a better choice, honestly. I mean, go out with a good favourite, but imagine looking at the competition, Apocalypse is always going to be a robot that's going to have a bit of disadvantage. It's a bit like last year with something like Crustacean or something like that, or Worm, whereas they're clearly going to be outmatched by the robots around them, but it's still a competent robot.
Yeah, it's a good. There's no writing this. You can't write this robot off. It's definitely a good robot.
Oh, it's a good robot. I know it is.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good robot.
Its wedge looks really nice and low to the ground, and I'm not sure about the power of the hammers at the side.
They're more for grabbing. They're not for really attacking. It's basically the Series 5 Splinter technique of hold on and then smack it with the axe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. It's that's the first thing that came to mind when I saw the weaponry is Series 5 Splinter, but you can't write any robot off. Let's face it. So it's
if it was some later heat, if this was in the place of another robot, I could see it probably getting to the heat final.
Yeah, because it depends. It always depends on the heat sometimes. Unfortunately, against something like Apollo in the first round, I mean Swarm maybe not as much, but Apollo, yeah.
It really needs the pushing power as well, doesn't it? It's alright if you
look
grab
at its
a
stats,
robot.
if you actually look at its stats, it's the second fastest in the heat.
Yeah,
69 kilometers an hour. It's a fast robot.
Yeah.
It's got some good power to it.
I'm also looking at lack of mobility and the biggest weakness as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, but Apocalypse hopefully will not die instantly. I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for the Apocalypse guys. Don't worry.
I do like robots like this. I just hope it doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't get the frostbite treatment. Please, for the love of God.
No, it's made out. It actually has armor, so it's real titanium armor. So.
It's got armor this time. That's good. That's the first stage of robots. We've got armor. Yes. Good.
As long as it doesn't have all that empty space inside it.
I don't think it's 110 kilograms. It's the max weight. It's probably got a decent amount of stuff in it. And probably because of the weapon, all the weaponry adding to it as well. But
it looks like a compact robot. I was just making another reference to Frostbite.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
We had empty space on purpose.
Yeah. Also, before we talk about the robot that is infamous, we'll just go to Behemoth first, get them out of the way, because
Behemoth.
Has Behemoth really changed much between Series 9 and 10?
Well, they've ditched a interchangeable weapon. You can't beat. I wonder which one.
Oh, is it the Spinner Killer scoop, isn't it?
Oh,
that thing was rubbish. That was.
Yeah.
Didn't do its job at all.
No, they've actually they ditched the infamous clampers.
But
they brought back the actual weapon that was decent at clamping. They brought back the axe, the top axe.
Oh, they've got the axe now, have they?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
so we've essentially got my favourite version of Behemoth, the Extreme 1 and Series 5 version.
Yes, but now this is also in the series, the newer Behemoth body.
It's
fast.
Yeah, it's fast. It's power. Flipper's more powerful. It's not just a lifter now; it's a proper flipper. It's I mean, obviously they haven't. Have they changed a lot, really, between Series 9 and 10? Is it mostly just...
And by the way, just recording this, a new trailer of Robot Wars has just gone off.
Yay! I'll have to watch that afterwards.
I did not know that.
Well, now
it literally just came out while we started the podcast.
It's like they knew. It's like they knew.
Well, screw you guys. I'm ditching this podcast and going to watch it.
Thanks for the loyalty there. But Behemoth... In fairness, thankfully, hasn't managed to get a really horrible heat. Actually, Behemoth's got an okay-ish heat, considering.
It's got a good chance.
It's got a better chance. It had an alright chance in Series 9, and then, of course, one thing happened. Series 8...
And I've just realised everyone it's fighting in its first wave melee is yellow.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Well, one's more orange, I'd say, than yellow.
It's like the Series 5... It's like the semi-final losers melee all over again.
Yeah.
Yellow robots unite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things you always forget about, and you realise that when you count it, how many yellow robots there are in past and present. It's mental. I don't know why yellow is the most common colour for some reason, apart from maybe red.
What is it with yellow?
I don't...
It's because everybody makes wedges and assumes wedges mean cheese.
Yeah.
True.
A lot of chevrons as well.
Behemoth is because it's based off a bulldozer, and they're typically yellow.
Yeah.
Why is Sabretooth yellow?
Tiger.
Yeah, that. I don't know, reasons. Reasons because Gabe likes yellow. I have no idea.
Well, what was it been lemon flavoured this entire time and we never noticed?
Lemon-flavoured Sabretooth. I like it. But obviously, there's not much to say about Behemoth, really, because, I mean, apart from adding the axe...
It's not really changed.
No, it's pretty much Behemoth as it is now.
It's basically just that they've just done some internal work just to make it a bit more reliable and have the batteries last a little bit longer. But apart from that, it's Behemoth.
It hasn't really changed much since it got good in the live shows, really.
It's officially the oldest robot still fighting.
Yeah, and it's still actually not bad considering, which is...
There are parts of... I actually did ask them in the pits. There are parts of the Series 2 Behemoth in this Behemoth.
Also, I love
Are you serious?
Yeah, apparently. Also, I love the fact they kept they got the original scoop still from Series 2, the character they bring over with them, which is really a nice little hold on to the past, I like, and hopefully, just like that scoop, it'll get into a semi-final, or grand final, you never know.
But then we have to remember, this is Behemoth.
Yes, this is Behemoth, it's always destined to fail somehow.
Something is going to happen.
I don't wish it upon them, they wish it upon themselves.
What makes me really pessimistic about Behemoth in this is the way the format is now. 50% of the robots from every heat end up in the grand final at some point, either in the 10-bot melee or earning their way into the final.
Yeah, pretty much.
For Behemoth to not make it to the grand final means it's going to have to be part of the 50% that don't make it.
So it's just going to explode at some
Knowing
point.
Behemoth's luck, that is going to happen.
They're going to finish 4th or something.
Damn it!
Yeah, after all this is the series that Behemoth... Series 10 series of Rebel Wars, Behemoth finally take the title.
Yeah, actually, the whole reason why they lost is going to be clearly because of the wrong robot we have not talked about yet. They're going to win the whole series. Apollo's just going to go die. Swarm's going to explode. Pockets will do nothing.
Carbide's just going to retire.
Yeah, Aftershock's like, I can't deal with this thing. No, Sabretooth's going to run away. Gabe's going to think, well, I'll try Series 11.
This robot, I can't wait to see. It's not because I've seen the robot, obviously, but I cannot wait to see how especially like the Daily Mail or something like that.
Yes.
Reacts to this.
Donald Thump. The thumpening.
Can I just say, as an American, I cannot wait to see my president's Twitter feed when this episode airs.
Oh, the amount of people are going to tweet this to him. Like, hey, look, you're on Robot Wars. Well,
oh my god, he is going to lose... Like, he loses his mind over the simplest things. I can't imagine what he's going to think of this.
I mean, this is the man who had a Twitter war with Cher. So, he's going to go apeshit when he sees Donald Thump.
Please don't put a copyright strike on Robot Wars, Donald.
Oh,
please do not.
I mean,
it's the right to parody. They're fine.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, hell, BBC allowed it, so that's their fault, not Donald Dump's fault. but despite, I mean, this is hard to do. Just forgetting the fact it's a Donald Trump robot, it actually has got a nice little spinner on it. For what it's worth. Yeah. I mean,
this is actually one of the budget teams, and I've got to say, the team captain, is just amazing.
I've seen the pictures of him, like the make Robot Wars great again stuff.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of the team. He looks like a laugh. He looks like he's enjoying himself so much.
Like in the interviews with Dara, he's still on the box, so he was taller than Dara.
Oh, this guy's
serious. Dara's not that big of a person as well.
Dara's huge. Are you kidding me? Dara's huge.
He's like 6 foot. He's like 6'6". Yeah, he's massive.
Maybe it's because I'm also tall as shit.
Maybe.
But yeah, this guy's amazing, and the robot itself. This is the joke entry of the series, basically.
Actually, as joke entries go, it isn't actually that bad looking, honestly, as a competitor. I mean, against Behemoth, I don't know how it's going to do, but you never know. It actually looks.
Well, actually, it's not against Behemoth. It's sorry, because I made that mistake. The first round, it's Donald Thump versus the Swarm versus. No, it's not. Bloody hell, what am I talking about?
Yeah, it's right. Behemoth and Sabretooth is against, yeah.
Yeah, it's Behemoth, Sabretooth, and Donald Thump.
You gave me the list.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Donald. I mean, I just love all the detail with the straw hair, the eyes, the eyes just staring into you, the mouth just. Ugh.
Yeah. So, commenting on the robot design, I just want to say how much it reminds me of a lot of BattleBots machines from the reboot. Being a short vertical bar spinner,
and it's two-wheel drive.
Yeah, it reminds me of Bite Force and Brutus, and I think there was Overdrive's rebuild was that way, and like it could do some serious damage if it doesn't break itself immediately.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's got decent. I mean, it's 3 mil Hardox. So it's not going in like a joke. It actually does have decent armor for what it's worth, even if it's a bit thin. But
I just question the self-writing of this.
yeah, actually, yeah, because
it uses the way it's supposed to be that the bar self-writes. It's supposed to be like the bar.
It's the
like
aftershock method.
Yeah.
Yes, you break the arena floor, let the crew come in, tip you back over so you can continue the fight.
Yeah.
Let's just hope like Hobgoblin last year actually can self-write as opposed to just running into the wall. I don't know, but it's certainly one of the biggest joke entries of this entire series. There's other ones as well. This one takes the cake for joke entries. It is just... I mean, come on, you hear the name Donald Thump, and you instantly just wonder what the hell this robot's going to be about. And then
I mean, honestly, if you take away the Donald Trump theming, it's a pretty basic-looking robot. Basically, what they did is they built the robot and thought, right, we need to think of something to make this more interesting.
Yeah, sometimes it is style, though. Sometimes the style and the substance go together to make a robot really memorable.
Yeah.
There's probably some other robots are like that, but yeah, Donald Thump is just... It's awesome, and I just can't wait for the president to flip his shit over this, potentially. I mean, if he starts a war with Glasgow, then so be it.
They're trying to declare a war.
They
only let Donald Trump into Robot Wars because I allowed it.
Yeah, and declare a war in Glasgow.
I question this though, and spoilers for a later list, but why was Donald Thump allowed in this, yet the Push to Exit team weren't allowed to call their robot Push to Brexit?
Probably because Trump is a complete joke over there, and Brexit is actually a pretty serious issue.
It's also actually because the BBC ruling is that the BBC has to be biased towards British politics.
Oh, so American is full game.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't necessarily being biased or pushed to Brexit either way, they were just naming it after Brexit. But whatever. But Donald Thump is just awesome. What more can you say about it? It's the Cheeto president himself.
So yeah, with this draw, so yeah, you got Apollo versus the
Swarm
and Apocalypse, and Behemoth versus Sabretooth and Donald Thump. Who do you think is going to win the heat?
I personally think maybe a toss-up between Behemoth or Apollo, in my opinion.
Well, actually, who do you think is going to be the heat final then?
Probably Apollo. Well, I'd like to see Apollo and Behemoth. Honestly, that'd be quite a good heat final for me.
I don't see it any other way. I don't see it any other way than Apollo and Behemoth meeting in this heat final. Honestly,
unless Sabretooth does though, right? I don't know. Sabretooth the one that kind of is the one that's kind of making it harder for me to decide that, because those three are definitely the strongest robots in the heat.
Depending on the drive and push factor of Apocalypse, I could see Apollo and Apocalypse in the final.
Really?
Yeah, Apocalypse, they could have like a shockwave run through the heat, can't they?
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, there's nothing saying they can't.
What are you, Mike?
I have a hard time seeing anybody other than Apollo winning the heat. I think Sabretooth's chances are going to come down to whether or not its drum breaks again, because it's the same drum design.
Yeah.
Also, it's all about reliability as well. If the spinner starts breaking, like with Carbide and Series 8, then there's not much robot left if you get rid of the spinner. So, but yeah, I think definitely Apollo and Behemoth are two strongest, and maybe Sabretooth in third, and maybe a wild card Apocalypse of Donald Thump, maybe. But no one picked Swarm. I feel sorry for him.
It's because it's not. It's actually because it's in with it's in with two flippers, and there's one thing cluster bots aren't good against, and that's flippers.
Just look at Crackers and Smash in Series 9.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Since the Swarm is so small, who wants to bet on whether or not one of them gets thrown over the taller version of the arena wall in there?
It's in the first round melee with Apollo, so.
Like I'm willing to bet at least one of them goes completely over the Lexan wall.
And actually,
I'll take it a step further. I'm willing to bet one of them hits the ceiling.
Here's what I also will say: with the Swarm, the rule is for them to be the clusters knocked out, you have to take out 3 of them.
Wow, so imagine that's not too hard, I'm guessing. But I mean, I imagine the playoffs. I think they have in baseball. Those things when you get a home run if you hit it through it. I think they should have one of those for the Swarm. Home run! So Apollo makes him go flying. It's a knockout. But okay, that's one heat.
Heat what? Heat A.
Heat A. Now, obviously, everything after this might change order, but we're just going in this order because this is what I've been given. So, we'll go for the second heat, and we'll get
The
out.
heat of Mega Super Awesome Ultra Death.
Yes, there are three grand finalists in this: the champion and the runner-up.
Every single team in this heat has won either a live event or a TV tournament or something in the past.
Or at least one televised battle as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very good heat.
Yes, this is the heat of death. And
If ever there was a heat deserving of the heat of death.
Yeah, I mean, last one's was okay with basically it was all spinners, and then Carbide afterward. Those kind of heats were kind of death heats, but leading the pack, of course, is the reigning champion Carbide. With I'm sure we're going to see 20% more Dave Smugface.
Yeah.
And
Carbide hasn't really changed at all.
No,
since Series 9 and 10 because they didn't need to, honestly.
You did say that they have a new spinner, though.
Yes, they have a new. Because they have two spinners. They have the big flat spinner, the normal red one that we all know. They also now have a toothed spinner. Which is painted
It's like
gold.
a bar, but it kind of has a tooth on the end of it.
Yeah.
So they're going the Ironside free route, so just like having two long bars, one like brick, one normal, and the other's got curved.
The other one, the toothed one's sort of curved, so it's kind of like how Hypnodisc's teeth were shaped, where they were curved so they would bite in instead of just smack it.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of Cobalt's blade, except symmetrical.
Yeah.
And Carbide is, I mean, obviously they are they're the only robot as of in the new formats anyway to be completely undefeated in the series. It's
not undefeated, but they are completely undefeated in one series.
Yeah, they did in one series. I mean, even Apollo when they did the win, they lost to Carbide, in Series 8. But
and Eruption.
Oh yeah, Eruption, of course. Yes.
Oh yeah.
But here, Carbide's the first robot in the new series to go through one series undefeated. It's a monster, Carbide, and they completely perfected it from Series 8 to Series 9 naturally by the result from what you've seen all the robots getting destroyed.
This thing is a beast. There's still no decide. This is the benchmark of spinners.
Yeah.
Still.
And there is something kind of like disturbing by the fact that obviously you have like Dave, but also have Sam, who never since he's obviously he's quite infamous for not really changing expression that much. You have this kind of stone-faced killer out of control. I love it. He's just like very efficient. Like, right, I'm just gonna kill you now. Okay, cool. It's just there's something creepy about it in a funny way. It's like he's not like Hypnotist boys who are quite expressive or something. He's like he's like, yep, just gonna kill them.
And the Apollo, the Carbide guys have said if you put an entanglement device on your robot in a fight with us, then it's no hold barred.
That's fair enough. You're just going to bring him in, try and stop their weapon. They're going to.
I cannot wait to see what they do to somebody. Like it is going to be like full on Hypnodisc versus Splinter. I think they're just not going to stop until the producers are like, "Okay, guys, knock it the fuck off."
Stop it! He's already dead. That was like majority of their battles in Series 9.
But even the producers will be too scared to tell them to get off.
Yeah.
They are the champions, and they're the champions, and they are not going to give up their time. And they want to make everyone remember that they are the champions.
They're some of the most like with one of the champions with so much presence. Like when you see if you realize nowadays, obviously, if you saw yourself you go against Carbide, you always have that. You will have that mostly doubt when you see that. You just go, right.
Like there was even when he was being taken into the arena when it was for recording. There was a moment there was like people in the audience like, oh shit, it's Carbide.
Yeah, it's like the Muhammad Ali. Or
they got their own trailer for God's sake.
Yeah, with country music. Country music.
Hey, that song's actually really good.
Oh, it's good. I'm just. They're that good. They get country music with their trailers, but apart from stuff in the past, Carbide is not much too else to say about Carbide because it is pretty much similar to last year, but doesn't make it any less deadly. This thing is still one to watch.
Do you guys see Carbide matching Chaos 2's record?
It's possible.
It really depends on the draw.
Yeah, and it's entirely possible. I mean, looking at the robots it's against in its first battle, it might be possible, but you never know with Robot Wars. But
yeah, with like Dave said it the best, a pawn can take down a king.
It's true, and they've taken out a few kings.
Yeah.
But their opponents in their first battle are quite interesting because first we have the massive
two returning
who were both reserves in Series 9 who made it in Series 8 previously. The first one being my favourite of the two, of course, is Gabriel.
Their wheels that they say are for are against like Mike said in his live review when he saw it, like they're perfectly built to deal with spinners. They're really going to be put to the test now.
Yes, because previously they've been against... The only two spinners who were against were Ironside 3, who didn't really do any damage to them, and Pulsars were very small, so they didn't really get... And at worst it did to it was take some of the rubber bits off. Carbide is a different beast entirely. And...
This is the real test.
This is the ultimate test of spinners, really. I mean, I think it's them and Aftershock are the two ones you've got to get past, but particularly, though, Carbide, because... Oh, Gabriel, I mean, in last series, obviously, because they didn't make it in because of the obviously Cherub was their representative instead because they didn't make it in. You always saw the wheel everywhere. It was always in the background. I love someone put in the comments on the Carbide trailer that came out recently. Even in the trailers, Gabriel gets in. And it's almost a little meme now. Can you say, like, where's Waldo, where's Wally, whatever?
Where's Gabriel?
Where's Gabriel's wheel today? But it's just, I mean, I absolutely adore... I know some people... Most of my mates who can't stand Gabriel, and I've never really understood why, because it's so brilliant. Like, it's to me like the ideal thwack bot.
It is. I will say this: it's the best thwack bot we've ever seen, and I'm sorry, Stinger fanboys, but it's true.
It's better.
If there was ever a robot that could take out Carbide, Gabriel could be one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, because look at their match with Pulsar. I mean. They were banging on the top of the Pulsar so much and jarring stuff loose, they kept turning the robot off.
And even Inside 3, a robot you think would just slice through it, a horizontal slice with the bars. No, it just bounced off and rippled, and it was just... I bet your Carbide's bringing the really, like, slicing blade in that battle. Just to get...
You know what I think Gabriel's main issue is going to be? I think it's going to be Aftershock.
Really?
Yeah, because Aftershock is tall enough to hit the chassis.
Oh, good point. Yeah, because Carbide's low down. You got to hit the wheels at
Carbide,
most.
Ironside, and Pulsar were all really low.
Aftershock. Actually, the whole thing. Aftershock was it's just a massive vertical spinner. So yeah, there's a good chance of getting electronics in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've actually completely forgot about Aftershock.
That being said, you can't write off Gabriel as just like it's just a thwack bot that's going to lose. Gabriel's a good robot.
Yeah.
Like, it's a championship-winning robot.
And it even proved in Series 8 it's a durable robot, and they know what they're doing. Like, it seems like when you see a thwack bot, somebody might presume, oh, they're just random, like there's no control. He knows what he's doing. The team know what they're doing, and these guys are just... They're one of my favourite teams in the modern series as well. I love Team Saint. Both them and Cherub and Gabriel, I love both the robots, and Gabriel is the king.
What costume he's going to wear this series?
Yeah, because he had like an aviator thing going on, didn't he?
But he sold that for the TR2. He sold that in the TR2 charity auction. So now he's got to get a new outfit.
I'm really curious what steampunk outfit he's going to come up with next. Because unfortunately, we never got to see him in Series 9. Even though he was present for filming, he never actually got to see him properly because it was obviously more the children's team for Cherub. So, it's just nice to see a return of Gabriel again. Because I was very gutted when I found out they weren't going to be in Series 9 because they didn't get picked as a reserve. But
you're not the only one.
And Gabriel is one of the robots that take advantage of the entanglement device.
Oh,
they have an entanglement pole.
In that case, Carbide is going to rip a new one then.
Oh god,
that's unfortunate. If it can, that is. But let's say they're going to go after them first because that entanglement device, like a red rag to a bull. And then the other robot, obviously, the other robot that made it in Series 8 failed to make it in Series 9 under the same circumstances, but has come back and ends up coincidentally in the same battle as, of course, it is Big Nipper.
I love Big Nipper.
Now, here's the thing. Big Nipper doesn't look like it's changed much. I mean, they've got a new disc on, but there's been a lot of internal work done inside of Big Nipper.
Oh, it's beefed up now, is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of work that's gone into Big Nipper.
Ooh.
I want to say, like, the power of the disc, it can flip the robot over if it turns too sharply.
Really?
It gyros that much?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of power.
Yeah, I'm looking at a photo of it now. It genuinely looks like they completely built a totally new machine. I mean, it's the same design, but it's a totally different machine, I think.
They still have the claws,
but
the main weapon is the disc.
Actually, considering this heat, I don't think the claws are going to be that useful. Unfortunately, looking at their, I mean, if it was going to try to go against Gabriel with those claws, what could it do? Like,
well, actually, no. It could raise because the arm. They could raise the arm and hit Gabriel.
I suppose they could actually. Yeah, that's the point.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, Mikey hadn't seen the debut of Gabriel, and the Big Nipper in Series 5, but I think they're against Razor, isn't it? Their first opponent.
Yeah.
And even then, they managed to get some luck going. But Big Nipper, obviously in Series 8, did have a slightly unlucky time. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't say they were on top all the time, but they had some good moments. Like, although some of it driving into the pit most of the time seemed to be a few instances.
They had a good fight with Danton Kier.
Actually, that was a very good fight. Yes, that was that was a really fun fight. It's a shame they don't use the claws as much, but then again, probably the disc is now it's more improved. It's probably the better weapon to use.
The claws are basically for the live shows because discs is still banned, basically.
Yeah, the claws look more set. I mean, let's face it, out of the two, you recognise Big Nipper more by the claws than the disc, but the disc is more effective.
But again, don't write off Big Nipper. It was the UK champion at one point, I remember.
Yeah. It's hard to believe, isn't it? For some robots, you think, oh, they are the champions at one point. So. They were
the only problem I found with Big Nipper in Series 8 was that its teeth on its disc weren't big enough. It had enough power, it just didn't have bite.
But now it does have the bite.
Yay. I can't wait to see the thing rip things to shreds. That would be, hopefully. If it doesn't get ripped already first by Carbide, that'll be unfortunate.
That would be a really good match, actually, Big Nipper versus Carbide.
Actually,
it's going to fight it with Gabriel.
Actually, this is the fight. Of all the opening round three-way melees, this is the one I'm most looking forward to, is Carbide, Gabriel, and Big Nipper. That's...
I remember, James, when you told me the format a couple of weeks ago, you only told me one match that was confirmed to be happening. This match, because you were so excited for it.
Yes, because that's the one, that's the best.
To say, this is one hell of a fight.
I can't wait to see this. I mean, hopefully if this is the same arrangement, it'll be the second episode, and if it is, I can't wait. I really can't wait. Then, of course, we have the second of three returning grand finalists, Aftershock. You said this is beefed up, Alex, I believe.
Basically, they've improved the armor, and they've basically worked on their retech. They haven't bought a new one. They've basically they've given it a tune-up. They've worked on it. They've kind of refined it, basically. So
the armor's not going to go flying through the arena wall this time?
No.
Presumably not.
Let's hope not.
No. It's not polycarb on the top anymore. It's actual... they've improved the armor, basically. And the wedge is a bit steeper. That's most of the changes.
So it's quite subtle, but it's quite effective changes.
Yeah, it looks like they're optimizing the design a bit, is what they're doing.
And that's probably one of the best things to do. Because Aftershock is already a really good design, as it is. It just needs that little, those little changes and tweaks and stuff.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's not changed too much. I'm guessing it's mostly just, more the subtle things that have changed than the big things. Yeah. I mean, for the pictures I've seen, it looks very similar to what was in Series 9. But it's hard to believe when you see like Shockwave in Series 8, it goes from that to this, that breaks the arena floor and rips
it's
robots
still
up.
An arena breaker.
I'm sure it will be.
You know what's got me really excited to see Aftershock? The one photo that I've seen of the new Aftershock, they have a rack on the bench next to it full of different weapon setups.
Yes, they do. They have 2 new bars and a new disc.
Wow.
And they're all different shapes. One of them is asymmetric, like Cobalt's weapon in BattleBots. But yeah, it's really... I really want to see what they end up going in there with, because there could be some serious Carbide-esque levels of destruction out of this.
Yeah.
That's one thing I was disappointed with in the last series. Was I was looking forward to Aftershock vs Carbide, and when we got it, it was very one-sided because Aftershock was already kind of broken.
Well, hopefully we'll get to... It's more because Aftershock is just the wrong shape to fight Carbide.
Yeah, it's too many flat sides.
But hopefully we'll get a good match between the two this time.
Maybe we'll get a rematch. We'll never know.
There's a better chance than any in this heat. Then, of course, Mike will be back in a sec. But next one is the third of the grand finalists.
Second place.
The second placer, and would you believe it? Once again, they put the second placer and the champion in the same heat. It is Eruption. I'm not the biggest fan of Eruption. overall per se. I mean, I think mainly because I'm not the biggest fan of just the technique of just flipping them out the arena done.
Just go straight for the out of the arena.
Yeah, it's.
That being said, I do like Eruption.
No, I like it.
But I don't love it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying I like Eruption, but I don't like it as much as like Apollo or something like that, or Chaos 2 or something.
It's just a very basic design for me. I don't think I'll be as big of a fan of it as Apollo, because at least Apollo had the charisma to back it up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what they've done for Eruption this series is basically beef up the armor.
Pretty much. I mean, Eruption, again, it's one of those cases of it's really effective at what it's doing, but it doesn't make it interesting to me. But it's still a good robot, though. You can't take away from how good the robot is.
Yeah, it's a two-time UK champion.
Yes, and runner-up in this series as well. It's nothing to be scoffed at, but. And I'm very lucky in Series 8 not to become a Heat finalist, at least for the wild card. But
yeah,
it's just a good. It's just a really good robot. But there's nothing I can really add to it apart from saying it's a good robot and it has an effective technique, but not a very interesting one to watch. But you can just watch its Heat last series, and you'll see what I mean about how standard it can be. But
it's gonna go for the record of most out of the arenas.
I imagine it's trying to. I mean, it's already racked up loads last series.
How many is it on at the moment?
Let's see. It got one on Terra Turtle.
Then it got PP3D, Cherub twice, and Behemoth. That's
Behemoth
5.
as well.
That's 5 so far.
So it's 4 away. It's 4 away from tying down Tom Kia.
Yeah. So you never know. It's entirely possible with how good the flipper is. It's definitely an effective robot. I just can't really enjoy it.
About Eruption, Mike.
Oh, Eruption?
Yeah. We were just talking about the general consensus of the fact that it's a really good robot, but I'm not as impressed personally by how its tactic is just to flip the robot out of the arena, and that's its only goal. But
as far as a threat to win the series, it's an incredibly effective strategy. As far as television entertainment, it's kind of lacking. I mean, like unless they throw Carbide out of the arena while it's spinning at full speed, I can't see anything spectacular happening.
That's the thing, is like they've. I've been told, like from Series 10 and also from what I've heard in Series 9, like the producers have gone to Eruption. Look, out of the arenas are fine, but just give us a bit of a show first.
Yeah, I mean, just watch the Heat final of with Cherub.
Yeah.
that was a textbook example of just how quick their battles can go. But again, it's a great robot.
Yeah, it's a great robot. I mean, it's the same reason why I'm not a big fan of Downtown Kia. But
I don't mind quick knockouts like that. I mean, just look at Kadena Machina versus D.
Oh yeah.
Make it an entertaining knockout.
Yeah.
But don't just keep doing it.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But that being said, like I said, it's really beefed up. They really improved the armor. I mean, it was pretty much trashed at the end of Series 9.
So I say, what armor? There was none left after last series.
Plus they get a rematch with Aftershock, because they see if Aftershock can take him out this time. They got very unlucky last time, Aftershock breaking down at the last moment.
Yeah.
But
that was a really good match, actually.
That was my favourite match of the entire grand final for me.
And now the robot I feel the most sorry for.
Oh, God.
Once again, in the same heat as Carbide, and against another powerful spinner in their own battle as well. Of course it is Crackers and Smash.
They haven't
Okay, guys. Over and under on how many times Crackers and Smash gets sent through the wall again.
I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say 3 this time. Make it. We had once have 3 this time.
Literally, the only change that they've done to Crackers and Smash is gives Crackers a new lifter and put holes in Crackers to hold the entanglement devices.
That's it.
That's it.
So, are they going to enter it with weapons attached this time?
Yes, they have to.
Well, they did.
They're not allowed to take them off.
Yeah, they have
Did
to
at least get a slap on the wrist for last series.
They got told off. They actually got an official warning, like the
wow.
kid.
Well, it's understandable. You got to have the active weapon rule enforced, I guess, even if you.
Yeah.
But Crackers and Smash definitely are. They're good. They're okay robots. They just have the disadvantage of being a cluster bot. Really, that is their biggest weekness because they just get flung everywhere and. Although they're durable as hell though. These robots.
These guys
Yeah,
know what they're doing. They're
really
lightweight
solid.
champions.
They
Not the robot, the team.
They still survived Carbide. Even after that hit, the robot was still working. They just forfeited because they didn't want the robots to get destroyed for the next battle. And also they can survive when they need to. They're just, again, their biggest weakness is the fact they're cluster bots. And granted, they are the heaviest of the cluster bots in this series, possibly, but or at least the ones that are more likely to be sturdy. The most sturdy cluster bots out of the three lots we have this series. But they got a very hard heat. I mean, they had a hard heat with being Apollo and Carbide last series. Now they've got two grand finalists in the same battle as them.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think their draw for this heat is probably their biggest weakness. Like, they would probably stand a chance in one of the later heats, but this one they're just completely outclassed.
Yeah.
One thing I'm looking forward to is them versus Gabriel, because what can they do to Gabriel?
No. I mean, they're too short to hit them. They can't flip.
What could Gabriel do to them? That'd be like trying to hit an ant with a sledgehammer.
It'll be like watching Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Yes. They should have named the robot Tom and Jerry.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Damn copyrights. But that'd be a really interesting fight, even if probably one of the most ineffectual fights in the series of two working robots.
Yeah.
Potentially working robots, anyway. But Kraken and Smash, I can at least see them surviving this heat, but I can't see them getting to the final two.
I honestly can't see them getting into the wildcard 10-way either.
No, I see them being the bottom three probably.
Yeah.
But they'll pull up a good show like they did in Series 9. But again, they're more robots. They're more defensive. They do have weapons, but obviously their weapons haven't been as useful in the past. And against Aftershock, it might be just destroyed again. But
they're just so outclassed by the other 5 robots in this heat.
Yeah,
Which is a shame, really.
Yeah, even in the last series, they had things like they had Coyote at least backing them up in the kind of we're in trouble category. Here,
Coyote were beating them.
Yeah, Coyote were beating them at one point. They just the only reason Coyote lost because they were just getting swarmed by them and just kind of.
Yeah.
That was really it. I mean, it wasn't. That was probably one of the most boring fights in Series 9. That battle, but. I'm still intrigued by Gabriel and Carbide and Smash now. That's going to be hilarious.
Not saying that they do fight, we don't know.
Oh, if they do, they got some chance of fighting together. If they do, I'm really curious what the hell will happen.
They're just going to be constantly driving underneath the body of Gabriel as it tries to hit them.
Now, the hardest question is, who's going to be the...
Carbide.
Carbide, yeah, but I mean, like... How would you pick from the four? I mean, obviously, Kraken and Smash have definitely disadvantage.
I'm going to put it first place Carbide, second place Eruption, third place Aftershock.
Yeah.
I'm saying Carbide, Gabriel, and Aftershock.
I'm going to say Carbide, Eruption.
Really? You say Eruption's going to go out in the going to be in the bottom 3?
I don't see what Eruption... Well, if they've been told to make it a spectacle before throwing them out, but yet they got 4 really good robots that can easily take advantage of them in that short amount of time.
It's true. I mean, I'd probably go for Carbide, Eruption, and it's a toss up between Aftershock and Gabriel. Honestly, depends how Gabriel takes the hits, really. But
like, if Aftershock is as beefed up as you say it is, then they could easily beat Eruption. Carbide can beat Eruption any day because they already have. Gabriel can jar a lot of stuff loose in Eruption, and Big Nipper is one of the best drive robots in the competition at the moment.
It's a tough one. What do you think, Mike?
I'm going to be different, and I'm going to say Eruption over Carbide and Aftershock.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to be the different one. I'm going to say that they finally optimized Eruption to take hits from spinners.
I mean, they had really beefed up the armor for Eruption.
I mean, they were really close last series in Series 9. If it wasn't for the beating that they took in the grand final, they would have survived long enough to possibly win a fight. They were really close with the durability.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, Eruption wasn't at 100% after when it fought Carbide in the grand final. It was because it took such a beating from Aftershock.
Yep.
Well, it's a lot of interesting choices there, obviously, but Carbide...
It's such a shame to throw Gabriel to the wayside for this, even though we all love Gabriel.
I love Gabriel's my favorite robot out of this group.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite robot. Well, it's my top 5 from the new series, but it's going to have to do a lot. Let's say that, and be very wary in order to get through this.
I am just saying. One of the big reasons I'm picking Gabriel over everyone else is just because I'm such a fanboy of it.
there till the end. Yeah, but even when it's like in a pile of scrap on the side of the arena wall, you were like, "Go on, Gabriel, you can do it." Maybe.
It's still not, I'm
If
not
Gabriel
dead
doesn't
yet.
win, I'm going to write angry stuff on the internet.
True, you're just a chassis that's broken in half. But go on, Gabriel.
That's going to be the new version of OMG, it's Razor. OMG, it's Gabriel.
Gabriel, go Gabriel. Oh, but yeah, that is
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
This is the heat of Ultra Mega Super Death.
Mega Ultra Super Death. All right, that's got to
I'm
be.
going to predict ahead of time that the arena breaks 6 times during this heat alone.
I think Aftershock will evolved in 4 of those. Whether it be the floor or the wall. But
Or both.
Or both at the same
Well,
time.
I'm not going to say what, but there is a moment where Dara just does say to one team, "Can you stop breaking my arena?"
Not gonna be either.
Aftershock's gonna be like S3 in Series 6, just gonna hit a robot and a piece of them is dangling off the top of the arena ceiling.
Oh god. And then we go to the next heat, obviously. Then we'll get. I'll talk this one first because it's again the robot's not changed that much. But basically, there's all like the duo along with Behemoth.
This is the weakest heat of the series, I think.
There isn't like a robot. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be total annihilation. There's Terahertz, obviously.
Terrorist is good.
Terrace is good. Has it changed much, really?
The only thing they've changed is the wheelie bar on the back is just a lot thinner.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, I was hoping for more than that.
And they've
Daddy,
made a new front plow for it, but apart from that, that's it.
Actually, I like Terahertz, but I'm sort of the opinion by now that I feel like
It's old.
yeah, like
It
I think
needs a redesign.
because like Behemoth, I feel still is sort of working okay as it is. Terahertz just seems to get worse and worse over the past new series. It feels like.
I'm not saying that we don't think this. Terahertz is a great robot, but it's old.
It needs updating.
It needs further optimization.
It needs updating for something.
John Reed needs to give up on polycarb.
You'll never give up on Polycarp.
That's not wrong.
If Meme Daddy converted Terahertz into a more beta robot, then it wouldn't be as outdated as it is now.
Yeah, it's just why is it all the Polycarb? Why is John Reed obsessed with
I mean,
Polycarb?
John Reed, he's on record saying he doesn't like painted robots.
He must have hated his big pink D then.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, I mean,
He just looks so out of place with that team.
he was like their granddad, just kind of like I don't know what's going on here.
I just want to imagine John Reed's reactions like, so you're going to be in the Robot Wars Christmas special, you're going to be a mentor of a team. Okay, who is it? It's a rapper and his group.
Great. You drew the short straw then. But also,
you have to drive a
he was
black
just
bot
like
now.
a parent taking his child and a bunch of his friends on a birthday party, wasn't
yeah.
he? He was the only old one there, and he really looked like it.
That being said, it's Terahertz. Terahertz is fantastically driven, and you can't not write off the axe. The axe is still damn powerful.
Oh, it's really powerful.
It is really good.
I just feel like as Jonathan Pierce say, armament wise, I feel like it just needs to maybe get into painting robots. I don't know.
Don't have to paint it. Just make it like Beta, where it's got a heart. It's just basically all the way around it.
Yeah.
Don't make it see-through.
Yeah. I mean, I like Terahertz as well. I mean, it's definitely got a good chance in this heat, honestly. Obviously, the other robot is might be a little bit of a problem for it is Apex. Giant.
The new Apex.
Giant.
Have you seen the new blade it's got?
No, I have not.
It's in the shape of a guitar.
What?
I'm not joking. It's in the shape of an electric guitar.
That's amazing.
Alex, I'm confused.
That's amazing. Oh my god! Why is it a guitar?
Because
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's basically because it's actually bigger than the bar that was on the Series 9 Apex. They've still got the Series 9 blade, but the guitar-shaped one is even bigger.
It's bigger than the Series 9 one. My god.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we didn't
Does
see
it weigh
much...
more, or is it just bigger?
It's thinner, but it weighs the same. It's just wider.
Oh, okay, so it's supposed to be more bite or something.
It's actually more because he just wanted it to look cool. He wanted it to look like it. He basically said he wanted the robot to look like when a guitarist they spin the guitar around in the air. That's why it is. It wants to be like it wants to look like that, basically.
That's amazing. I mean, we didn't see much of Apex last series. It just kind of imploded after one hit. Sparks bounced around and died.
Honestly, I'm not expecting anything
more.
more.
The robot is. I'm surprised that thing hasn't taken off yet.
Yeah, I mean, Apex is definitely a robot that's it's going to implode at some point because it's basically just all weapon.
And then PP3D Mark II.
It's even more PP3D because PP3D has like a body to it, and you still don't see majority of this weapon on the PP3D. Yeah, the whole thing is a weapon, and then it's like a tiny bit of a robot underneath, and then it's so small.
And you know how it self-rights?
How?
Oh god, how?
He spins up the weapon to full speed, and the gyroscopic force flips the robot over.
Oh my god!
So it does take off.
Yeah.
That's going to destroy it potentially. Or destroy the arena.
Actually, no, because when it's on its back, it's actually not the bar that spins up, it's the robot that spins up.
Oh, right.
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
So it reverse takes off.
Yeah.
I love Apex just for the comedic value of how much it's going to go flying, but...
And it's Craig Dam, because Craig Dam, I don't think he entered Foxic this year, so he's joined Apex, which is his robot anyway.
Yeah, he's basically like two halves of the Danby team.
I just can't believe the conversion from TX109 to Apex. They're so different.
One little crusher thing, too.
Yeah. They are so different looking robots.
I mean, I love Apex, but I don't see it being very durable in any sense of the word. Like, I mean, it'll do like one massive hit maybe against a robot, and then either kill that robot and kill itself, or just kill
break the arena.
Yeah, or just kill itself and break the arena, or break a robot that breaks the arena that kills itself. Loads of possibilities. At some point, someone's going to go breaking. It's either the arena, its opponent, or itself in different combinations, and it's
possibly all three at once.
Yeah. That would be spectacular. But I mean, it's just proven my last series. I think who was it hit last time? Was it Ironside 3 or was it Pulsar?
Yeah, Pulsar. It was Pulsar that took it out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just bumped into Pulsar and sparks went flying and just died in the middle of the arena. And that's probably
honestly, I don't think there's enough robot underneath it for it to take its own forces.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably likely that it's going to go out in its opening melee again.
It's sort of like Son of Waiachi, but doesn't have but its weapon doesn't have like a support. Yeah, it's quite, cause that's quite a low spinner, and it actually does kind of like compass the whole thing. Well, this one's like just a bar on top, so it's got more shakiness, I guess. I don't know, but it's also have the Walker advantage as well. But Apex is
definitely. They were actually going to try and make Apex a shuffle bot for this series, but they ran out of time.
Oh, that would have made it almost unmovable potentially.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting. But Apex again, it's all just basically an all or nothing robot. A bit like PP3D at times, but even PP3D had moments of control. Apex, I see it doing some damage, but I don't see it mostly doing damage to itself, as opposed to everyone else in the arena. Although if it hits terahertz, it might do something to them, like some polycarb might go flying. And then, of course, last we have Vulture in this particular battle.
This is one of the most interesting robots of the series.
Me and James were so confused by this robot when we first saw it.
So basically, what it is it's got like the Series 1 and 2 Dead Metal's arm, but it's got a spinner on the top. So
that's really clever. I love that idea.
So it's a spinner that can rotate forward and back and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar to a Disruptor in Series 2, with a spinning weapon as opposed to a saw.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Honestly, I love the fact that it's a 180-degree pivot, almost.
It's basically an axe spinner.
I love that idea. Plus, I love the design of. I mean, it's a bit light. I think it's 100 kilograms of Ultra, I believe. But it's still a very nice looking robot. It's almost like the front is taken off Thor slightly, like look how Wedge, and then they painted it blue. But it's a very nice looking robot. Probably one of the most interesting weapons of the series.
This is either a design that's going to work really well, or it's just not going to work at all.
Yeah, it's got a good chance against something like terahertz, maybe. Although terahertz could probably break the weaponry on it, like the internals as much.
I'm calling it that John Reed actually waits for a good hit and hits the weapon chain directly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the biggest. That's the biggest weakness I'm seeing with Vulture is that the actual mechanism to move the arm is so exposed.
Yeah, it just looks like a giant gaping hole on top of the robot.
Yeah, it's not well protected at all. I think they could have used a bit more, like, protected it slightly a bit, but they had 10 kilograms, they could have had spare to maybe get some armor on top of it, but
then again, that might affect maneuverability, but, it's like, because it's a big gear on the top of it.
Yeah, its design compromises. Unfortunately, the cool weapons kind of compromised by the exposed mechanics, I guess. But yeah, it's still a very interesting robot. I hope to see it do well.
It's the first of its kind, which is a rarity in modern robot combat.
I really hope to see it do well, actually, because apparently it can go 180 in half a second, so it's quite a fast pivot as well. So, I mean, I was so hoping it wouldn't be like a really slow one, like the old Dead Metal or something. But
I mean, that's why the gear is for the arm is so big on it, is to deal with the gyroscopic force.
Can I just say I love what its weakness is listed as on this card?
Welding.
The welding.
Oh.
Like, I'm picturing this thing getting up to speed and turning, and the gyro force is just breaking all the welds and knocking the weapon off.
it just shakes itself to death.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried about.
This is a Robot Wars book. Let's remember how accurate these things are.
Yes, that is true. Because there was one that said Chaos 2 had a spinner. So
I am worried that if the arm's meant to come down so fast and it's got a flywheel at the end, I'm worried it's going to destroy itself more than it destroys its opponents. Because if its weakness is this welding, and you've got a destructive weapon on it.
Yeah. But that being said, it's not a big disc.
no, it's not that. It's quite well proportioned for the robot. So I don't know, it looks like a kind of design I'd tinker around with the Robot Reader too, like getting a spinner on an arm and making it fly round.
Yeah, putting a spinner on a hammer is a very Robot Arena 2 thing.
That is basically what my entry is in Heap of Games. So
Like, how much longer until we see spinners on the ends of a spinner?
just Z-Tech motors. Actually, I have made that and it does not work, but it's amazing. But I love Vulture as a design. It's very unique. That's what I like about it. It's very interesting. If maybe a bit exposed with the mechanics, but that's hit or miss. Then for the second battle, obviously in this one we'll have the overpriced, overflipped.
Current day Mortis.
Yes, even more so nowadays. It is of course Rapid. Now it's different coloured.
Gold plated.
Gold plated. Is it actually gold or is it just gold?
It actually is gold. It's
Oh,
gold.
what?
It's gold painted plated. It's gold painted plated armor.
How much does this cost?
No idea.
It cost 25 grand last time.
No, let's just waste even more money on it.
Oh, why would you put gold on it? You know it's going to get trashed. Like, I mean,
I gotta
granted,
say, the robots in this heat, with the exception of Apex, Rapid could probably take.
yeah, it's got a decently good heat, I think, for itself. I mean, Rapid itself, I mean, it is a good robot in Series 9, but it just was too well engineered. It was.
Have the ridiculous gearbox in it,
It didn't learn from last time.
and also the
better
recharge.
win
The
this
recharge
time for how
time
much
for
it costs.
the recharge time for the flipper is still too long for my liking.
Yeah, it was very slow. It was a bit delayed last time, and here it's just.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how you can spend so much money on this robot and it be still too over, and they still made it too overcomplicated.
Well, do you know what the amazing thing is? They put gold plated on it, and then the top sides where the gearbox is, they put polycarb so you could see the gearbox.
Oh God!
They're just showing off now.
Joe, thank goodness they weren't in the previous heat we were talking about, because I all that gold plating getting scratched and ruined and polycarb.
You know,
if
if
they
they
got-
fight Apex, it is going to be spectacular watching all those gears scatter across the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the panel gets stuck in the polycarb this time, it's going to mysteriously go missing because it's made out of gold.
Yeah, and this is my problem with Apex. Like, I mean, not Apex, Rapid. Sorry, this problem with Rapid. It's a good robot, but they just make it too overcomplicated. And they could do something simpler, but instead they make it.
I do like how they've tried to make it look more interesting because I mean it's not an interesting robot by putting gold on it.
It's
What
something.
would their catchphrase be? I love gold.
Golden. I don't know what they could really call this thing. Catchphrase wise, Rapid. It is like they're just trying to show off now.
Let's just see how much money we can spend on this.
I'd say waste,
thought-
not spend.
They saw the gold version of Panic Attack and thought we could do better.
A lot of people could do better than that. Even Kim Davis. Kim Davis admits it's a terrible robot. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
But rapidly spending loads of money. I swear that should be their catchphrase. and now it's gold plated. Because again, I thought it was when Alex mentioned that ages ago, I thought it was like gold paint. No, it's like proper gold.
Yeah.
It's just.
Is that the first robot to ever enter with gold armor?
I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm going to assume so. I don't think anybody in the classic version of Robot Wars had that kind of budget.
Not even Mortis did that, and that was, and they were like infamous apparently for having spending loads of money. So
Apparently, they're taking robot building tips from the Game Boy versions of the Robot Wars.
yeah, just put gold on everything.
With the gold armor unlockable.
with 10 easy microtransactions.
And now I think to my favourite robot of this series.
I think I know what you're talking about. It
Bucky the robot.
It comes with a surprise that I can't mention, but when it happens, be terrified and excited at the same time. Bucky the robot is... I could not believe what the hell I was looking at when I first saw this. I mean, Alex first sent me a picture of this. I didn't know what to expect from this thing. I mean, they've made a robot. There's literally those little wind-up teeth you get in like pound shops or something.
That's its theming. It's basically a chattering teeth, and it's huge.
It's even got the little wind-up key on it as well.
Yeah.
I love the look of this thing, but I'm sorry, there's so many small pieces. It's going to shatter as soon as it meets Apex.
And also, what you don't see in this picture of it has no back armor.
What?
Oh god!
What?
It has no back armor because it was overweight.
Oh my god!
I imagine there'd be something like Ghost Raptor, where it's very shaky and it doesn't look like it has a solid.
Yeah, that's why when I say like the two wheels aren't connected to each other in any way. Like there was no what it was supposed to hold. The back armor was supposed to hold it together, but you can actually see the robot shaking.
Oh my
when it moves
god!
Because there's no back armor on it now.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I love it.
I have described some robots in the past as scaffolding, but this one really looks like it.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, it says vulnerable in its weakness. It says vulnerable to spinner attacks. No crap. It really is
vulnerable to everything.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at the picture right now. Is that wind-up key meant to be the safety clip?
Yeah,
for
that's
the
a
weapon?
safety clip.
Oh my
That's
God.
great. Is an amazing aesthetic bonus.
Yeah. But actually, looking at this picture, you can see right through the robot. You can see the blue in the background.
I can,
proving
yeah.
my
I can
point
see
that
the
it has
table
no back
it's
armor.
resting on through the robot.
You can see all the electronics just like inside as well. It doesn't look like it's a very clean way of making a robot. This thing,
It looks like a Series 3 robot.
but it's brilliant though. I mean, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, even if it doesn't work, but
I don't want to
actually,
see anything
here's
bad
another-
happen to it. I know it will.
It's a CO2 powered jaw clamp bot, and also every time the jaw closes, it has an air horn inside it.
oh my god! Oh, this
it fires the air horn every time it closes its mouth.
This is easily my top 5 favorite robots in this series. My god, I love this thing. And again, it's annoying because I can't mention the thing about it that's in the pits. It's so freaking creepy. But when I can't mention it. But when you'll see either they'll show it in the official images or on air. But either way, ugh.
Yeah.
That's my only response to it. But
This is a brilliant. This is a Robot Wars needs more robots like this.
Yeah.
we really do, and it's just a shame like robots like Jellyfish Ice Cream didn't make it in. But we got these kings at least.
It really shows that even today, people just aren't making wedges or spinners. They're actually putting thought into the design of their robots to make it as creative as possible.
In my opinion, sometimes aesthetics can beat functionality. Like, obviously, this robot is not the best built robot in the world. It's not the most It's not not the greatest looking. In terms of like design, I guess. But in terms of like aesthetic design, it's brilliant, and it gets the job done perfectly, and I love it. And I kind of overlook all that stuff because I don't really care. I love it. So Bucky is just the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Mike?
We can all agree, though, it's not going to win the heat.
No. No.
I was gonna say that this is the jellyfish of this series to me. It's the robot that you're like, I'm glad you made this, but it is shit. But I'm glad you made it.
Yes, I agree with that entirely. That is, I love those.
It is glorious shit.
Yeah, it's like Worm as well.
Yeah.
You guys just made the best robot of the heat.
That's what I'm saying. This is one of the robots that it may be shit, but you're gonna remember it.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Just like max damage.
What was that again? Oh, I don't know. And then, of course, we have Traction. Isn't this Will Thomas's students, I believe?
Yes, this is the team comprised of Will Thomas's students from Will Thomas from Aftershocks. This is his students from School's robot.
Wait a minute, this isn't Suicidal Tendencies?
No, it is. It's basically Suicidal Tendencies, but with the Robot Wars Winner's Destruction claw on it, and no armor, pretty much on the sides.
Yeah. It's the cheapest robot of the competition, I believe.
Yeah,
it looks it.
It's one of the
I was going to say, this is definitely a budget build.
It's also one of the lightest as well in terms of full heavyweight robots at 95 kilos.
Those tracks are going to get fucked.
Thank goodness it wasn't against Carbide. I mean, oh my god, that would be just dead.
95 They couldn't afford to put 10 kilos of armor on it.
Well, actually, they could have put 15 technically because of the weight limit.
Well, actually, all I'll say is for a certain fight that they have, they actually the Vulture team actually donate their Spinner Killer plow for it.
Wow, really?
Oh, that was nice.
That was really nice of them. Actually, kind of fits the theme because they're both blue as well. So
Yeah.
actually, kind of works perfectly.
I was so surprised those aren't lifting forks in front of it though.
No, they're just poles.
Just static spikes.
Yeah. They're supposed to be the wedge to get under it, and then the claw. And even they've admitted in the interview, which I was there, the claw is for grabbing. It's not for crushing.
Actually, one thing I like about the claw as well is that when it's fully down, it can still run upside down. Because some crushers have a problem with like being too high up or something, because they're meant to be a crusher, but this is meant to be a grabber, so it can actually be lower down and flat, so it can go upside down. But
it's nice to see a tracked robot because we haven't seen one in ages.
This is the first one in the new series, in the reboots, I believe, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, obviously not counting Kill-A-Lot.
No, I mean, I think there's probably a reason why you don't see many track rowers because there's a lot of spinners running around in the main series. So spinners tend to love track bots because they know they can just get rid of one track and they're pretty much immobile for the most part. But it's definitely a great little robot. And obviously, is it like but made by Will Thomas' students? It's a nice robot. Although I do find it funny that
they didn't put them in the same heat.
Yeah. So although also subconsciously, they've made a robot that Will guarantees he knows he can beat. Which I find
I'm actually not going to lie when I say like this is behind the scenes stuff, but Will spent more time on Traction than he spent with Aftershock during Series 10.
That was actually really nice of him.
That's really nice, yeah. Look after his students.
Yeah. Like, he couldn't be with them on camera, but basically when the cameras went off, he was next to Traction.
Oh, that's quite a little guardian angel.
Basically, yeah.
But in terms of who's going to win...
Thomas, guardian angel.
But who's going to win this heat, though? I think probably Terahertz and Rapid, honestly.
Probably Terahertz and Rapid.
Yeah, I mean, Apex is going to kill itself. Vulture has maybe a chance. Bucky's going to disintegrate, and Traction is Traction. So, yeah, but they're all not horrible robots, but I think Terahertz and Rapid are definitely the two standouts, provided Rapid's gearbox doesn't overcomplicate itself again.
I see Terahertz jarring something loose in Rapid.
It's possible. I mean, we never saw Terahertz and Rapid like go 1-on-1 against each other. We saw they were in the opening heat, I think, in their battle, but they weren't. We
saw them gangbang Jellyfish. That's about it.
Yeah, but everyone gangbanged Jellyfish at some point, apart from Sabretooth. But yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see how those have be the winners. I mean, I can't really see anyone else apart from maybe Vulture being a big threat, really.
Yeah.
See, the thing that I think that this heat has is because Rapid and Apex are so fragile that this could be the heat that we see like a major upset with one of the new guys getting through.
Bucky.
Maybe Terahertz can actually finally win a reboot heat.
Just like Behemoth.
Yeah,
they have a
maybe
chance.
Terahertz wins. Maybe John drives into the pit. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they make it free for free and lose in the round robin due to previously losing a match and drawing.
Yes, and get a good hit. That's all we want, really. But I think I do agree with Alex. This is probably the least interesting heat in terms of like really oomphy robot. I mean, the robots are fine. It's just more a case of there's kind of it's more obvious.
When you look at the other heats, you can see this is the weakest heat.
Yeah, there are in the other heats you can see kind of like maybe this one. This one's kind of like more straightforward potentially. Instead, if you're looking at facts, obviously anything can happen in Robot Wars, but just looking at the heat initially.
This is the heat with the most newcomers in it.
Yeah, that's probably the reason why as well, because they're giving Terahertz and Rapid loads of newcomers for.
I'm really getting a Series 4 Heat A vibe from this heat. You got the 2 seasoned veterans, and you got the 4 newcomers.
Why Apex isn't a newcomer?
Well, and the four robots that are obviously not going to win.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my better way of putting it, yeah. Which also 3 of them have to be newcomers. But, yeah, it's definitely... That's probably the one I'd go for. Terrorist Rapid, then maybe Vulture's a 3rd place. Although Bucky Bucky and Traction could pull a surprise. I have no idea.
I could see Traction coming 3rd place, to be honest. If it's from Will Thomas's students, then, Will Thomas has had a big hand in it. And Will Thomas, he's fantastic at building robots.
As we know.
Fantastic at passing that information down, though.
I think he should.
We'll see.
From looking at the robot, it's definitely competent, so I definitely say maybe he's done some success. What do you think, Mike, for this heat?
Terahertz and Rapid are probably the top 2. I'd say Apex is most likely for 3rd, but I'm going to give a 50% probability on any of them being knocked out for any wild reason.
With Terahertz and Rapid's past, it's definitely not unlikely.
I mean, this is like the most wild cardy heat that we have.
It's sort of like Thor concussion heat of last series, where
A bit.
yeah, it's in that kind of similar vein, except we got a little surprise with Thor not winning and obviously concussion winning. So that was actually it could happen the same thing. You never know. We got an axe bot, so don't know.
But just put it this way: if Rapid has to pull out again because they've overcomplicated their robot, I'm done.
Yeah, out of it. Take your gold paint.
You line your robot with gold. Please fix it.
Because that's what went wrong last year. You didn't have enough precious metals on your robot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next year it's platinum painted.
Oh god! And then next year,
diamond-studded wheels.
Diamond-studded wheels, platinum platinum gold alloys, and then all the rare earth metals. Just throw them on there. Just put everything.
Actual diamond ore just in the motors or something.
Yeah. Jesus, it's gonna happen eventually. You know it.
The weapon panel will be made out of melted meteorites.
It's funny because these things sound far-fetched, but considering now that in this series they actually have covered the robot in gold, that doesn't seem that much of a big step to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
They
that's
look at Kryptonite from Series 5 and thought, we could cover our robot with that.
maybe didn't work out for them though.
Okay, the heat.
So actual Kryptonite.
Yeah,
Heat D.
yeah, Heat D, and we'll start with the Crusher, Androne 4000.
Believe this or not, guys, this Crusher is more powerful than Razor.
I believe that because Razor's outdated as hell.
Razor had 3 tons on the tip. Andron 4000,
That's 8.
hence the name, has 4 tons on the tip.
Oh, it says 8. It says 8 tons of force in 5 seconds on the little sheet thing.
That's 8 tons on the piston.
Oh, and the piston, right? Yeah.
Oh, it only has 8 tons of squeezability.
Yeah.
How does this thing self-right?
You see that little bar? That's little bar. That's
I see.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little 90-degree bar.
Yeah. When the claw goes down, that moves up.
Oh. Well, there goes my biggest complaint about that robot.
There you go.
Well, my biggest complaint about this robot, it doesn't have a bottom. It doesn't have a base panel.
Oh, it doesn't.
For the Crusher to put on.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh man. I mean, it's got the same carbide worm wheels.
Well, again, looking at this card, weight unknown.
It's just.
It should be in the rules. It should have been weighed.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? I mean, it's just, or maybe it's just infinite weight, and they couldn't weigh it. It's just like somehow it has infinite mass.
I say, speaking about the card, it says 15mm front armor.
That doesn't look like 15 millimeter.
And
No.
5 mil on the back, and it's clearly the same thickness all the way around.
Yeah, I'm not believing that one.
Yeah.
It says 5 mil on the sides. So
Once again, the Robot Wars cards make no sense.
no, they don't.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's got 4 tons on the actual beak, and 8 tons in the piston, and I do like the look of it. I mean, we don't see many Crushers around anymore, and it's nice that someone's built one.
I think the only Crushers are this and Coyote. I think in terms of like.
And Bucky.
It does
Oh,
look
yeah,
like
Bucky,
a
of
really
course,
nice
yeah.
Crusher.
It's a very
Yeah.
beautiful looking robot. I mean, I love the fact that it could easily. I swear, like this in a different universe, this robot could be like a spinner as well. If the Crusher was placed with a spinner,
I can see a bar spinner on this, like a vertical bar.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way I would have gone if I was doing it. But it's definitely very, very well built robot. If the fact there's no base plate kind of worries me.
It's very different for a Crusher as well, because usually a Crusher, you think of a giant beak, but this has gone the Tiberius route of just having an arm with a spike at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to comment on the design of the Crusher. Is they're one of the few that has not tried to be just a blatant Razor clone.
Yeah, like you
Which
can
is
see
really
where
nice.
the pivot point for the beak is. You can see where it is for the. It's a good like sort of pivot on it. So it's definitely a robot that's. I definitely think this has a chance. This robot.
It's definitely not got like the most horrible looking heat, considering. Like it's not a date. I mean, it's got some some robots that could cause damage, but it's not. Again, they're not Carbide aftershock level, so they've got some chance possibly.
It's got a robot that it can get a really good hold on, and a robot that's going to be lucky to get a hold on.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's not really. I mean, it's a nice looking robot. There's not really much to say about it, really.
Yeah, it's just a very, very competent looking robot, really. That's why I call it. You know, props to him. It's a new robot as well. So have these guys been in live shows, or is this like a brand new robot?
This is a brand new team.
Oh, right, okay. Fair. It's for a first try. This looks very good. So
yeah,
I can't really fault him.
Yes.
Then of course they are facing another one of the grand finalists appearing now. It is a Concussion.
And this Concussion has not changed. Basically, all they've done is strip out all the electronics and put ones that work in it.
That tends to help when you're in Robot Wars, working electronics.
Well, you say that now, but we haven't seen the episode yet.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what he said. Basically, what they've said is when they were doing the paid interview with them is the old setup for Concussion constantly broke down as we saw.
Yeah.
And they've basically fitted a more simpler setup into it, and they've also added a live data like Storm 2 had into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I got live feed now.
That seems cool, but also unnecessary.
Yeah, it's like, well, motors overheating. Well, okay, what are we going to do about that? There's literally nothing we can do. Yeah.
And I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Nice.
Oh, we're just talking about Concussion now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That being said, again, the guys on Concussion are great.
They are great. I love Tim in particular. He's just he's just one of the great characters of Robot Wars. I love that these guys literally became like fans to grand finalists in one series.
Yeah.
They're the sort of people I'd thrive to be.
Yeah, it's what I hope to be in the future. I never know. But yeah, I mean, so basically, it's just not really changed apart from they've just redone all electronics, making sure they work now, which is
basically
very, very good news.
Yeah. That's basically, and also the top panel lights up.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So they're doing
It's got a disco show on it now.
It's a bit like what Coyote tried to do last year. It didn't really work very well.
Yeah.
And I have that Coyote electronic bit, so I've got the LEDs. Because yay, I have a piece of Coyote. But Concussion was one of my favourite robots, like newcomers last series. I do like this compact. Again, it's that kind of Minotaur look to it. It's very. I love that kind of compactness to it. And again, unfortunately, it was more the electronics that was the issue as opposed to the robot itself. So hopefully, they don't get stuck on the pit this time.
Yeah. Oh no! I see House Robots get stuck on it again.
That was just pathetic. That bit.
I do love Concussion. It's just the fact that I don't really see it winning this heat.
They were very lucky in the last heat, they won in. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, that hit on Thor was just spectacular.
And considering they got Andro in this one and a robot that we're yet to talk about, I really don't see them winning this heat.
It's a tough one because they have got some robots that could give them a run for their money. And obviously the other robot I don't think will, but definitely is very fun to watch. Of course, it is Nuts 2.
God, Nuts 2.
Maybe we'll actually see it this year.
Yeah, because last time
it works. It works. I've seen it. It works.
I've seen test up spins of it, like live stuff, and my God, this thing can spin when it wants to. It's unfortunate because last time I think it was a wire coming loose and made it so one wheel wasn't working properly, so they're just spinning in circles. And then Matilda said nope, threw out the arena. This time,
that's still one of my favourite moments of Series 9.
It's such a great shot as well from Matilda, and Nuts 2. Has it really changed much?
The machine itself, no, but they've they've ditched the cluster bots and built 2 new ones, and they can actually the 2 new mini bots they have can actually push a heavyweight.
Really?
Oh.
Wow, they've
Yeah.
actually upgraded the mini bots.
Impressive.
They upgraded the mini bots. I like it.
Because they sold the old mini bots in a charity auction, I believe, and they built brand new ones, which they went for 2, so they can actually put more weight in the 2 and make them. Because basically, motors now have gotten so powerful that a lightweight, like a this is not a lightweight, this is like a beetle weight, can push a heavyweight.
Wow, that's really impressive.
So they're no longer these little annoying wedges that are trying their best. But
Basically,
basically,
the strategy is Nuts is going to spin around and do their moving thing, and the mini bots are going to try and push the robot into Big Nuts.
That's
a pretty good strategy, actually.
I like that pincer attack. I like it. One spins, one pushes them into the spinner. That's pretty good, actually. Shame the spinner's only chains, but you never know. They could knock some stuff loose, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just impressive how fast that thing can spin, like in seconds.
Yeah.
And
So
what's
I'm
it
kind
called?
of, I kind of really want to see if the melty brain works.
You really do.
I really do, because people have been trying melty brain technology for decades, and I really want to see Nuts spinning in one spot and then just control itself around the arena like that.
It can do it in test footage. It can do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
In test footage, it can do it.
I am so.
Can it do it in the heat of the moment? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
That is to be decided. Of course, there's not much else about Nuts really, because we've seen Nuts twice already, and it's been upgraded, but not really changing too much aesthetically.
Don't write it off as a joke robot. This thing can really damage something.
Oh, it can. It looks deadly. It just got very unlucky last series, really.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll see it to its full potential.
Can the ring around the robot move?
No. It's fixed. This one's fixed.
Then I have a question. How does it bypass the active weapons clause? Because chains, I didn't think chains counted as an active weapon.
I don't know. I think actually it's because of the melty brain. Technically means that it doesn't just sit and spin.
Oh, okay. Technicalities.
That's a way to bypass it.
It's the same way how Gabriel got past the active weapon rule, because technically it can go all the way around.
Right. I love good old technicalities.
Yeah.
Then we have a robot I believe was a former champion on the live circuit, Iron Ore 6.
Yes, these Iron Ore guys, they've been in it since Series 4, and it's great to finally see them get back into the live show, in the actual TV show.
Yeah, because we saw
What are those red things on it?
They are the entanglement devices on the side. They are inside those tubes are strings. So when a robot hits it with a bar, they break open the thing and the string gets caught in it.
Surprise! It's like a pinata.
That's awesome.
It's like the pinata of Robot Wars.
They go in complete control on their opponents.
Mm.
Wow, that's pretty clever. I mean, Iron Ore 6 is just a massive flip. I mean, considering what obviously in Series 6 and 7, Iron Ore was mostly just a very boxy robot with a little tiny flipper on the front. Now it's just all flipper. It's taking the
They
robot.
ditched the axe and basically made it an entire flipper.
It's probably for the better, really, because the axe was just kind of there, but didn't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's done the kind of UK Robot Wars flipper thing, which is making a massive wedge with a flipper on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically Apollo with a wider flipper, or Eruption with a shallower flipper,
And a face.
or TR2 with pontoons, or
A little face on it. The face makes the deal, though.
But that being said, I mean, it is basically the most basic flipper design, but it's good to see the guys back.
It's very effective as well.
Yeah. It's a very good flipper. Mike, have you actually seen the Iron Ore flipper series on the live circuit?
I have not.
Then you're in for a treat. They're really good.
Yeah, I imagine.
It has been a champion, so.
And also,
one of my favorite flipper bots.
Yeah, and also he didn't just the team. They didn't bring Iron Ore 6 to the Robot Wars. For spares they brought Iron Ore 5. Iron Ore 5 was also there in the pits, like just under the table.
Just little kind of just take bits off you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cruel in a way. Robot Wars organ donor.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but it's.
What I don't get though is why didn't enter Iron Ore 7?
I don't know why they didn't enter Iron Ore 7. It's just the 6th version for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because they weren't maybe they're still using that one on the circuits. I don't know. Or maybe they just want to keep this one for the series in case it gets broken up or something.
One thing I would love to have seen from this team, because the Iron Ore series, they look like more beefy versions of Gemini. So why not just make an Iron Ore cluster bot?
I guess
with as powerful.
I guess they just wanted to make sure they had one robot with a good weight advantage, as opposed to loads that had little tiny ones. I guess in comparison. Plus, I mentioned this obviously when I was doing my Series 4 with Iron Ore, but I love the guy's name's the Grims. I love that. Shame they never made a Halloween-themed robot. They're called Grim. But, I don't know. But yeah, I love Iron Ore 6 definitely one of your more standard flipper things, but it's a very effective robot. Again, it's been a previous champion on the live circuit, so that's nothing to be sniffed at. It's a good
And it beat Gravity for the record of the quickest Uta as well.
Oh, it did, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
4 seconds on Chronic, I think it was.
Wow. Former Apollo as well.
Yeah.
Damn.
And this actually is the first reserve robot. The next robot we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you meant Iron Ore then.
No, it's
not Iron Ore.
Tauron 2.
Now, Tauron 2 actually replaced another Bucky type robot. It was called Deadlock.
I heard about Deadlock.
You've seen. I think we've seen stuff. We've actually seen videos on YouTube on the Facebook group. But yeah, basically, Deadlock was the original entry, and it just wasn't ready.
Oh.
It arrived. It wasn't. It arrived, and it was still being built. It wasn't even painted. It still had the primer on it.
Oh.
Oh. That's
I would have thought that would be something you'd have to do when you're entering Robot Wars, is actually finish your robot.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, because of
good idea.
Because of Deadlock going, we got to see Tauron return, and this Tauron is definitely a little bit of an improvement over the last one. 'Cause the last one was
It's so refined.
Yeah, because the original Tauron, I liked Tauron, but its biggest problem was that it was too boxy. It felt very bulky, and luckily it died in 2 seconds to concussion. I think killed it, but
yeah.
But this time it looks a lot more refined. It actually, the bar looks beefier on it. I love the black paint job on it, the black and red. It looks really good.
And it still pivots, which is still good.
Yeah, you kind of need that to be invertible, I guess, really.
I was so disappointed that Tauron went so quickly in the last series, because I was really looking forward to seeing them.
Same here. I heard I heard that death hum. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, and I was so disappointed that Tauron didn't make it in very far. But this time, hopefully they can do better. I'm hoping for Tauron 2, because they have got a hard component with Iron Ore 6, but their other opponent might be a little bit easier. But Tauron 2 is still Tauron, but way more refined. I love it, personally.
Yeah.
Don't see it doing the best of all the robots, but it's got a good chance.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it winning the heat, but I do see it doing decent at least.
I see it getting into the wild card rumble.
It's possible. It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, but
What about you, Mike? What do you think of it?
I don't know what to think of it because I haven't seen it work because it didn't work. It's going to come down to whether or not it works after the first hit.
True.
Waiting for a good hit, Tauron, and now Tauron 2. But it does look very good. Let's say that. That's one thing I give it on. Again, I love Tauron, but again, it was definitely a robot that could be improved, and I think they've definitely gone back and really improved in it.
And now to the second cheapest robot of the series.
And hands down, this is personally my worm of the series. I love this robot. It is, of course, the Kegs, formerly Terra Turtle. These guys now come in and with two halves of a beer keg.
Beer kegs.
And
which actually they can pour a beer from.
Yes,
that's their application video. They actually poured a beer from the robot.
That is fantastic, guys.
That's a way to get your robot noticed. And the little spinning bars in them. I mean, what they calls damage, I'm not really sure. This is the Terra Turtle team, I add, but it's still such a really unique looking robot. I mean, I love them. They're just who would think to make a beer keg?
This is an entry. This is a robot that you would only see in Robot Wars.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, I do have to question the one with the red wheels. His inverted wheels look a bit odd. They're just.
It's basically. Do you know why they did that? Is basically because if they fitted wheels to both of them, they wouldn't know which one was which.
Wow! So it's basically just a design marker.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, look how exposed the chains are on that robot as well.
Yeah, I've said
And also another thing for you, it has a wooden base plate.
oh god,
Oh, Territorial, you never cease to disappoint me in a team, do they?
I've said this before, but the robots look almost identical to that one Series 2 robot that failed to qualify, Share and Destroy.
I know which one you mean. Yeah, I vaguely remember that one. I think I can see what you mean.
Yeah, because Share and Destroy was a cluster bot made out of a beer keg, and with almost the same weapon layout as well.
So it would have been the first cluster bot.
Yeah.
Wow. Take that, Gemini.
I don't see a cluster bot working in that format. But anyway,
If you look on the wiki, it says it was going to be a cluster bot.
oh well.
But the Kegs is definitely a very interesting robot, and a very Robot Wars robot. I mean, Is it going to do well? Probably not. I mean, it's the keg when it's made out of beer keg and wooden base plate, and
it's from the Terror Turtle team.
Yeah, I mean, I adore the Terror Turtle team just for how helpful they are in the pits and how completely we don't care how shit our robots are. We'll just enter them and have fun. But at the same time, yeah, it's a beer keg.
Yeah, you can see on the red one where the spinning bar has chipped its own armor.
Yeah. Oh, I never even noticed that. Oh my god! The bar looks so close to the robot. Imagine if it just like bent in slightly. It would just hit his own robot.
And to me, it looks like the bar is too long and it's going to hit the robot anyway.
Yeah, and it's only got 2 points to hold it on as well.
Oh my god!
It's continuing the Victor 2 tradition.
Yeah. These guys are better than Victor 2. Come on.
The Caves can beat Victor 2.
Yeah, they can easily beat
Let's
Victor
give
2.
it that.
Yeah, we'll give them that. But
Anything could beat Victor 2.
True. Trident could beat
Except
Victor
Scarab.
2. Yeah, well, Scarab got unlucky, but that's off topic. But yeah, so in this heat, personally, I see. I possibly see. I definitely saw an Iron Ore 6 will be one of the robots, and I did the one. I'm not sure between Nuts 2 or Concussion actually.
I'm going to give Nuts 2 a chance on this one. I actually think Nuts 2 will definitely. It's either. I don't think it'll probably win the heat, but I definitely see it getting into the Rumble.
Yeah, I see Iron Ore 6 winning the heat personally for me. Just because, although Tauron, you never know about Tauron 2, it could be.
And this thing is, those like Andron 4000, like, it depends who Andron 4000 faces.
That is true. I mean, they haven't got a horrible first round, but then if you lose to that, then obviously, going against something like the Kegs or Iron Ore 6 or Tauron 2 might be a bit of an issue. Well, especially with Iron Ore 6 might be a bit of an issue.
I could see Iron Ore 6 winning with Concussion and either Tauron 2 or Andron going into the reserve rumble.
Okay.
Depending on how well Andron and Tauron work. Concussion's definitely in there, though.
Well, you might.
What?
What? Who do you think would be in the top 3 of this heat?
Oh god, I couldn't even guess. I'm like 99% sure Iron Ore is going to win the heat. As for the next 2, fuck if I know.
I love that measured response. That was
At least he's honest.
Yeah, at least he's honest.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. But it's definitely Iron Ore 6 is probably the most likely in this heat. But we never know. Robot Wars is unpredictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the thing that I can't wait to see is there's a bunch of mini bots in with Iron Ore 6. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it's first to first.
You got a beer keg against a big bar spinner.
Oh, that's gonna be funny.
Oh dear.
Or tragic, depending how you look at it.
Yeah.
Or both.
I mean, if you look at it, pretty much every single weapon in this can probably destroy this beer keg.
Yeah.
You got a big crusher, you got a big drum, you got a really fast melty brain bot, a flipper, and a big bar.
Yeah, because the kegs
RIPMPs the kegs.
If the kegs go after Nuts too, like you have to go against them, then they're gonna be like stuck. They'll be having problems against the mini bots, let alone Nuts itself. So they'll just push into Nuts and kill it.
So how many people are gonna claim alcohol abuse when this episode airs?
It's supporting alcohol. It shouldn't be doing that.
Their next robot should be called Prohibition. Yeah. This is definitely one of the more interesting heat series. You got some weird robots in this one. And then the final one, final in terms of this, and don't think we're final in air order, is another interesting heat for me. First, we'll just start with Thor, because they've appeared before, obviously. How much is...
Thor finally win a heat?
Well, yeah, because it's been wildcard once, well, twice wildcard, and this time...
I actually keep forgetting Thor's never won a heat.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those robots you think, oh yeah, it's won a heat, and then you just realise, no, it hasn't. It's like, eventually, you never know. I mean, it's got a chance, I guess.
It's a new design. It's a much more chunky design, I think.
It's not as slender as Series 9 then.
No.
But it's still, and you still got Jason driving it. Oh, he's always a great driver.
And also, even though they probably, I don't know if we'll see this on TV, but Craig also had a 4 T-shirt on, was helping out Jason.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
At least they sorted out that quote-unquote rivalry they had in Series 8.
Oh, yeah, the rivalry they have.
Rivalry.
Right. But Thor is definitely a robot that's definitely one to watch out for. Hopefully they can win a heat this time. I mean, there's not much to say about Thor, honestly, because it's not really...
changed that much. I mean, it's just basically a refinement of the refinement.
Yeah, it's just the third new Thor, and it's just... he's been getting better and better over time, really, making it a little bit, improving it, so... There's no horrible spinner in this heat, really, apart from maybe one, but it's not the worst one they could have. It could be their time. You never know. Hopefully Thor finally don't have to rely on wild cards.
I love Thor. I mean, I think that Thor's one of my favourite robots of the reboot. And also because Jason is just so good at driving it.
Jason's really... I love the fact he's just a one-man team.
He's probably the best one-man team we've ever had in Robot Wars.
Yeah, he is. He beats Adam Clark, definitely, even though he was great, but... You know, this guy, man...
We love you, Adam, but your robots never work.
Yeah, well, Corporal Punishment in Series 2 did, but it wasn't... It just got stuck on everything.
259 worked, and then it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't work. It worked for like 2 seconds. It was impressive for that 2 seconds it worked.
Well, what worked, but not as a fighting robot.
Nope. And Armadillo, what even was that? Oh, it's cute though. Then we have Expulsion, the other windmill robot of the series.
Oh god, I just don't know what they were thinking with this new design.
I mean,
I don't get what it is. It looks like a meatball.
I think I see it as a windmill, like
it's
maximum.
a front-facing flail. So in other words, it's got Invertebrate's weapon with a flail attachment.
Well, funny, from most live show experiences I've seen of it, it gets stuck on its front really easily.
That's also another thing. It's so small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
This robot.
It's even 110 kilos.
It's tiny. This robot, and it's just so. It's tiny and it's a pyramid shape. It's completely the wrong shape.
Yeah, actually, I felt bad because when I saw the new Expulsion, I was kind of hoping they would improve the design from before. Cause I liked the idea of the weapon that would open up that they had, and I think that if they made like a better frame on it or given like a better designed the frame better, I think it would have been It would have been a much more improved robot. But here it just falls over all the time, and
I do not get this at all.
The weapon is way too close to the robot.
Yeah.
To do anything. But again,
like James showed me the fight it had with, I think it was
iron ore and some suspension. I think it was.
Yeah, and I was just commentating on it, on how the design just didn't work, and James had to tell me don't be too harsh on the video when we're recording.
I was joking, but I don't mind. But it's actually the one thing I like about this robot is not even the fact that it's effective. I like the fact that how dumb it is. Like it just falls over all the time. It just flings over. It'll be funny to watch because of how pathetic it is, but not because it's actually a good robot.
It does also have a mini bot with it as well.
Oh, it does it?
Oh god.
Oh
yeah.
What's that look like? I haven't seen the mini bot for that yet.
It's basically just 2 wheels and a wedge.
Oh right. So like the nuts ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
But not as well built.
And no googly eyes.
They bought the nuts mini boss from the charity auction and entered it into Robot Wars.
and took the googly eyes off.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think of it? Because I don't think have you seen it?
I have not seen the reboot version. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah.
It's just a stand-up windmill that apparently to Owen looks like a meatball. That's
so the three of us are like complaining and like not getting it, and Mike's doesn't know what we're on about.
I know it's a completely different design from the old one, and from the sounds of things, it is just as effective.
yeah. Although it's just a shame they didn't really improve on the design they had before. Instead, just made this ultra new design, which is I'll give them that. And it's something new, but it's
How much money does the school have?
it's well funded. I bet it's the guy from Rapid funds it. Gives it all the money, all for their
Oh,
gold
so we're
plated
going to
armor.
see gold on expulsion now.
So yeah, the next robot is Coyote, which I believe is another reserve robot.
Yeah, they were another reserve robot they brought in. They replaced a robot called, I believe it was a spiked. It was a spiked, like a pneumatic spiked robot called a Deadblow. And the reason that one didn't get in was because it actually failed the safety test.
Actually, wasn't that just shown in the most recent trailer that came out?
Yeah.
You saw a spike of it at some point.
Yeah. That robot.
How does a spiked robot fail a safety test?
Because
it's one of the most basic robots built.
Did it stab somebody in the leg?
Yeah.
It's actually because it didn't have a locking device for the spike.
Ah, that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to be able to lock your weapons down, otherwise you can't just let them go off when you want. But Coyote, again, I like to brag about this. I own a piece of Coyote, obviously.
Yeah, and they have a mini bot. This new Coyote.
Oh,
the mini bot is brilliant because it's in the shape of a bird and it's called Roadrunner. So it's Coyote and Roadrunner.
It's the
Oh, that's great.
It's the perfect duo of robots to put
Did
together.
the team hold up little signs that say "Yikes" or something?
Meet.
Or a little umbrella.
A meet.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Coyote for the aesthetic alone. I mean, it's one of those robots it's one of those robots that doesn't really end up doing very well, but I just love the kind of steampunk-esque vibe to it.
What I do like about the new one as well is I don't know why they did this, but they put like copper piping around it.
It looks nice though for some reason.
They're very steampunk.
Yeah, it looks like it will like heat your bath up if you want.
Yeah.
Alex, answer me this: Does this Coyote have a backplate, or is it still missing after James got it?
No, it has a backplate.
I didn't steal it. Okay. just
So you say.
I saw it get flipped out the arena by Apollo, and I didn't run over and grab the plate or anything. But that's beside the point. Shifty eyes. But Coyote is one of those. Again, it's not changed as much. I mean, it's got they got the pipes and stuff, but it's still basically the similar robot from before, but they've updated it slightly. But it's I like Coyote for what it's worth. It's again probably not going to win the heat, but then again, it wasn't able to win the heat last time, and it's still put up a good show for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I love the look of Coyote. I always have done. I'm a big fan of steampunk stuff, and it just looks beautiful to me.
It's a very nice looking robot. I love the team for making this thing. It is great.
It's not the most competitive, but it is one of the most good looking.
No, that's true. Then of course we have just throw a hammer at it and see if it works. Push to exit. Now
more spikes.
No, more spikes. That's basically what the difference is, and also some entanglement devices I believe they brought in now.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it looks very similar to last time. And I remember I saw this thing live for the last series. I was so disappointed at this when it got beaten by one hit by PB3D. But hopefully this time it'll actually get some working. Cause I love the little flipper on it. I love the design. It's really fast. It just needs to work electronically wise.
But I have no idea.
Our own Stephen, VoteSaxon07, is on the team. He's on the team, he'll be on the team.
But I know he's definitely part of the team, at least. That's definitely a guarantee. I can say that. And
You bastard.
Yeah, lucky indeed. And before Swanee hit him with his hammer first, then he starts realizing why I'm on this team. But Push to Exit is definitely one of those robots I think was just very lucky last time, and hopefully this time it works. Hopefully it works, because I was so disappointed last time. Yeah, hopefully.
I love me a good front hinge flipper, and I was so disappointed that we never got to see it last series.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame we didn't get to see it last series, because
we need something to take up them. We need something to be as awesome as Firestorm.
Hopefully the flipper works this time, because last series it didn't really work properly. It didn't fire once. I think it fired like once, or twice, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was only electrical problems with their flipper, but this time
it was incredibly fast last series.
Oh, it almost ran into the wall, didn't it? Almost on its first go. Oh yeah. But hopefully it's just as fast this time, and hopefully a bit more controlled. I don't want it slamming into the wall and breaking itself in 1 second, like it could do if it's very very unlucky. But yeah, I do like Push to Exit.
Yeah.
Then a robot that we also didn't get.
The final reserve.
Yeah, the final reserve, another robot we didn't get to see much of last series again. But just like Push to Exit, had a lot of hopes and didn't really live up to them. But hopefully this time it is, of course, Hobgoblin.
And the robot we replaced was a robot called Triforce, which was a omni-wheeled full-body spinner.
Which is a shame.
I remember seeing Triforce.
It was a shame because it looks really good as well.
Yeah.
I like the look of Triforce. Was it just mechanical issues that to break?
Basically, they even had to put in the actual arena to get it to work to see if it could work. But basically, when it was working, but then it just couldn't. It could only drive in circles. Like it just only spin on the spot, and they just couldn't get it fixed in time, so they had to withdraw.
Well, that's such a shame. But Hobgoblin, yeah, I remember it was Anderson's pick to win last series, and I remember I saw obviously that heat, first round that heat being filmed, and I saw that battle as well, and it was tough for me not to talk to Anderson about that one.
And they haven't really changed it that much. I mean, all they've done is got rid of the wedge and put wheels on the top.
Yeah, they look so out of place. The wheels on top of it,
yeah.
Like they just like shop bought wheels almost, and just stuck on the top, and now it's like it goes from 4-wheel to 2-wheel when it's upside down. That's it really in terms of changing it. I think
it hasn't changed in power. They haven't changed the power. They haven't really done much to it. It's literally, you can see why this was a reserve.
Yeah, because it had the Gabriel effect from last series, but it didn't change much at all. But this time they actually managed to get in on like Gabriel last series.
You guys want to know what I noticed here?
Go on.
Hobgoblin. We just talked about expulsion. We just talked about push to exit, and then the next robot that we're going to talk about. These are 4 robots that, like, the only thing we can say about them is, I hope it works this time.
Yeah,
yeah, that is true.
They're great-looking robots, but they didn't work the way that they should have, and we just really want to see it work.
Yeah, and Hobgoblin...
There's not much really to say about Hobgoblin, because it hasn't changed that much.
And it didn't really do much last year to show what it could do, so we can't even say...
Yeah.
I don't even think it worked last year.
No, it
didn't.
Drive. It couldn't turn apparently. Yeah, because I saw it. Yeah, because when I was watching it live, it couldn't actually turn at all. So it shouldn't have to push into the starting bit. And then after all, I went forwards, backwards, flipped over by eruption, dead. That was basically.
Here's just the problem I have. Like, it's a beta bot, which is great in like the antweight, beetleweight, and featherweight categories because it can be very lightweight. And you can put a lot of it's a lot of power for a very lightweight. But in heavyweights, when robots are really heavily armored, you don't need for a spinner. You don't want something that's lightweight. You want something that's big and chunky and can carry a lot of energy. And I don't think a beta bot can work in this weight class.
It's true. It just seems a bit of a wrong. Mind you, even Harry does admit he prefers building smaller robots.
Yeah,
that's his forte.
I agree, Alex. I don't think it could work, but I want to see a robot try it that works and see what the best possibility for a beater bar is. I want to see them try and do the best that they can with it. I want to see it work, but I don't think it has the potential that other designs do.
And then finally, of course, we have. It's not Pulsar, by the way.
It's the sequel.
Magnet.
It's not Pulsar.
It's Magnetar.
This is literally Pulsar with some orange bolts.
And a different name.
Mike, it's not Pulsar. Shh. It's not Pulsar.
No, it's a secret. It's clearly not Pulsar.
There is actually there's a lot of internal. This is Magnetar. There's a lot of internal changes. Like Ellis has really worked on this robot. As one of the big notices you can see actually is Pulsar was the weapon was driven by 2 motors and it was 2 belt driven. Magnetar is actually driven by 1 and it's 1 belt driven.
It's so beautiful looking though. Is so gorgeous. You can tell he's put so much work into this robot. And I can still never like Pulsar. I don't know why. It's really annoying.
I've always loved the look of these robots. They're just so sleek and so small, yet so powerful. I just love them.
It just doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, third time to charm with Ellis. Who knows? Like, honestly, like he's a damn good builder, like especially for his age as well.
It's impressive. I mean, I can't even do a thing, around his age. It just makes you feel inferior in comparison slightly. But
the fact he's self-taught as well, that really impresses me. That's
just impressive in itself. It's just, again, the robots are so beautiful. They just have lots of mechanical issues and never seem to work properly.
Yeah. I have to question the catchphrase that's on this battle card, though.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a flipper.
That's clearly a mistake. It can flip itself over, if that counts. But no, it's clear. They've clearly screwed up.
I think the main thing that Ellis has done is basically he's he's really because it's a drum. It's one of the most powerful drums that there is. It draws so much power. The big problem it was having, it was basically just destroying all the electronics in pretty much every fight it was having.
It's very self-destructive.
And that's why he's moved it down to one motor, because it draws less power. He's basically he's actually it's a bigger motor, but he's only having one of them instead of two. So it's round about the same power, but it should be more reliable and just be better for the robot.
Let's just hope it works then.
Yeah.
I really want it to, because it's again a beautiful robot. It just needs to work.
Okay, so you guys say it's not pulsar. Mm-hmm. I just looked up what the difference between a pulsar and a what's it called again?
Magnetar.
I just looked up the difference between them, and a magnetar is a subcategory of a pulsar.
So then even the name kind of makes sense.
So even in the name, they're basically the same thing.
So it's not pulsar though; it's magnetar.
Wait, if it's a subcat, that means it's weaker than a pulsar.
Not quite. It's a type of pulsar, is what I mean.
All right,
but it's not pulsar.
No,
I swear to God, it's not pulsar.
No, definitely not. No, you're talking crazy.
Maybe, do you think he's just changed the name because he thinks pulsar might be a bad omen on the robot?
Actually, what I think it is, I genuinely think that he applied with Pulsar and Robot Wars is like, no, you got to do something different to it. So he crossed out the name and wrote Magnetar, and they're like, okay.
Okay, oh, it's a different robot. You made two robots. That's unusual. All right, go on then.
But again, there's no denying this is a beautiful robot. There's a beautiful.
Oh my God, it's always been a beautiful robot.
Just needs to work. It just needs to work, and then it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
But it's still beautiful.
Am I crazy for saying though that I prefer the Series 8 Pulsar design over the Series 9 and 10 Pulsar Magneto design?
Really? I think this is the best looking one of them all.
I'd say that as well. It's beautiful Series 10 version.
Yeah, they're both really beautiful designs. It's just I prefer the first one over the second one.
Fair enough.
But yeah, who knows?
In terms of the winners,
this. I'm wondering if Anderson's going to do it. Like it's going to be his pick for the series again.
Hobgoblin. No, I couldn't say that. I'd probably say maybe. I actually think if everything goes all right, I think Magnetar and Thor could be good ones, and maybe then push to exit for third. Maybe I'm thinking because I don't think Expulsion's going to fall over. Hobgoblin's gonna just not work probably, and
Coyote's probably gonna get trashed.
And Coyote is Coyote, so it's probably not gonna win. So I think those three are probably the best bets in my opinion in terms of being the top three, unless something goes horribly wrong.
I'm going with Magneto to win this.
So Jason's still not gonna win a heat.
No.
Well, I didn't say that. I just say these were the top three. I didn't say what order they're going to be in.
Yeah.
I was just going to give my top three. Everything here, with the exception of Thor, is really vulnerable to push to exit. So I'm going to say it's going to be between Thor and push to exit as the top two, and then probably Magnetar is third.
Fair enough.
I'm going to say Magnetar's first, followed by Thor, and then push to exit.
I'm going to say Jason's finding it's going to be third time's the charm, and Jason's going to win the heat.
Let's hope so. I mean, we're all agreed in the top three at least, in just different orders.
Yeah.
I think Thor, then probably Magnetar, and then push to exit. But it's variable depending on how matches go. But I still think that's going to be the top three. But I still think probably maybe Magnetar or push to exit could win it overall. I'm not sure because Thor's. I don't know. I like Thor, but something's going to go wrong.
Thor's the new Behemoth. It's a great robot that can't win a damn heat.
No, not actually, at least though it's better than Behemoth in the sense he actually made it to a grand final at least once. Ooh, burn. But yeah,
you get all those fanboys saying, "Oh, Thor would have won if this didn't happen and that didn't happen."
Thor would have won if concussion wasn't lucky.
Thor would have won if it didn't fight Carbide.
Well, what a great compliment you can give that.
Yeah.
But that is all 30 robots for this series. Wow.
Woo.
We have been here for over 2 hours.
There's a lot. It's a lot. I've
got another video to record after this.
Damn. There are 30 robots, a lot to go through, but it's.
God, it wasn't 40.
Oh fuck, God, yeah. It'd be like 3 hours then.
Yeah.
But this has been this series is going to be just because I've literally watched the trailer because we had to pause in between like recording bits. But I just saw the
Sorry
trailer.
about that.
That's fine. But looking at the trailer, this could possibly be the best series of the reboot series.
Or ever.
Maybe ever. Yes, that is a good possibility as well because it looks. I mean, look at the lineup looks great. Yeah, they got you. Good amount of new robots and joke robots and good robots and robots returning from previous series.
In my eyes, you're gonna have to do pretty damn good to beat Series 5.
Series 5 was pretty decent in its own right, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it.
We're slowly converting Jim because it's gone from his least favourite to now. It's like, it's alright.
It's alright, but it's still one of my favourites. But it's still my bottom lot. But I mean, there's no really horror apart from maybe like Series 1 and 2. There wasn't like a absolutely horrible series of Robot Wars. Really, it's just what you prefer, really. But
I think Series 7 is the closest we've had to an absolute horrible series, and even that had some good stuff in it.
I like.
Oh no, Series 1 and 2, please. That's
I love Series 7. I like Series 7 more than Series 9, so that's something for you. But so this is going to be a very interesting series, and
it's going to be better than Series 9 because again they've solved the main problem, which is they've ditched the round robin.
Yeah, Series 9 really suffered from that round robin issue. In Series 8 it was sort of worked okay, but in Series 9 it really showed the problems.
And best of all with this new format is every team gets at least 2 fights.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame it only happened last year. So I'd love to see Miss Nightshade and Mother One fight, or Rusty, or Nuts too, as well. Seen them going again.
Mega
Mouse, yeah, definitely, or Trolley Rage even. It wasn't that badly damaged in comparison to some robots, but
I just can't wait.
I want to watch it now. Why is it not 2 weeks now? Why can't I just watch it on the 22nd now?
Go get run over by a car and go into a coma, and then probably you'll wake up in time.
No, but the point that's what we get. When I'm dreaming about it, I'll dream about the series I want to see. Yeah. Oh look, the Kegs won the series.
Oh, Deator mysteriously reappeared.
What are you doing here, Deator? I'm just here. Fair enough then.
Oh look, it's Series 4 champions Hypnodisc.
Oh look, Razor didn't win any tournaments.
Firestorm won Series 7.
What's that bigger?
Oh look, Wild Thing never had a flywheel.
All these things we wish could have happened. But before we start making this video longer than it needs to be, because it's already about 2 hours and a bit now, even I'm getting
2 hours and 22 minutes and 16 seconds.
Even I'm getting tired at this point. So it still beats my longest podcast, which was one with Simon Harrison for Series 3. That was like 2 hours and a bit. So
that was basically because you were gushing over Simon Harris for 2 hours.
Hey, who wouldn't gush over Simon Harrison? But he had a lot of interesting stuff to say, and it was good. It's my favourite podcast I did, so I can't complain too much. But I think we'll just we'll do some final thoughts on what this series is, and then we'll wrap it up, I think. So
it's going to be amazing.
It
is
absolutely enjoyable. Fog of War excluded.
As was said earlier, I am looking forward to the media outlash on Donald Thump.
I'm still looking forward to seeing the full Gabriel and Carbide fight.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? What's your?
I want to see the between the fights nonsense with Donald Thump, because the team looks hilarious. I really want to see that.
Yeah. Donald Thump could actually be the new Plunderbird team.
I really think it could.
As long as they don't sing.
I really think it could be. Yeah. Let's hope he doesn't sing about Stream Mechs. Do you have a Stream Mech? Possibly.
It is
it's got a big
to
Stream
make
Mech and it's going to be great.
Wars great again.
Of course, I got a Stream Mech and it's going to be huge.
Remind me, guys, never to do a Donald Trump accent again.
Please.
Don't really butcher that.
I just do Cartman when I do his voice. I don't really care.
But I mean, there's some fights.
You're not far off.
There's so many fights. So many fights I can't wait to see. Like the one we said, Gabriel versus Carbide it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
brutal but amazing.
I remember talking to James about this a few weeks ago. Like, Gabriel did really well against Ironside and Pulsar because Pulsar had a grinding spinning weapon, and Ironside's spinning bar wasn't as fast and was a lot more chunkier. But Carbide goes so fast and can slice through those wheels if it gets a good hit. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Gabriel can do against Carbide.
So you're saying that Carbide has to wait for a good hit? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
See, I'm waiting to see Crackers and Smash get volleyball spiked through the arena wall. That's what I want to see.
I'm waiting for one of the swarm to get thrown into the light and break it.
Oh, could
Ooh,
we
here's
have...
actually-
We're going to have an incident like Season 5.0 of BattleBots where something goes through the top of the arena and ends up in the crowd and they have to cancel everything.
There is. I will say this stuff yet, but I will say is like there were a few records broken in Series 10.
Oh God!
I cannot wait.
And
For
also,
this.
here's another question I want to ask you guys: do you think Kill-A-Lot will finally be flipped?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. It depends on the angle.
I'm going to say that the only way that Kill-A-Lot gets flipped is by himself. He's going to do it himself.
You get caught.
He's going to drive his ass in the pit or something.
No, he's going to go. You can't flip me. I'll do it myself. Screw you guys.
Exactly.
You'll just do it
That is
back.
actually the closest he was ever flipped.
Yeah.
Remember when Tricerabot almost flipped him?
Oh, don't forget the majesty of Groundhog.
Oh, yeah. Overbalancing is his problem. But
This Kill-A-Lot
what-
doesn't overbalance.
Yeah.
Hmm.
One thing that's a shame about this, though, it's a shame that Bucky and the Swarm aren't in the same heat, because I would have loved Bucky to just eat one of the
Oh,
Swarm.
yes, that would be great.
just digest it. There's no swarm remaining.
There's
I
so
think
much airspace in there, you
Hold
could
on.
probably fit one of the swarm inside Bucky.
Right.
I'm not sure really, but yeah,
I think it's time for us to go.
it is. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just rambling at this point, a lot. But yay! So Series 10. Obviously, this will be. You'll see this video if you last this long when everything's officially revealed and everyone's happy and seeing all Series 10 and getting excited. So I'm Jimjamatic signing off.
I'm
I'm Owen.
Porter, Alexthehunted.
I'm Owen Ratcliffe, the TentiJester.
And I'm Mr. Psycho, the Secret American.
The Secret American.
It's a secret?
Is it? You're American?
Holy shit.
Wow.